talk with Mason Nealon, who's going to be the voice of the Carroll Merchants coming up here. And in just a little bit, we welcome you to Carroll Merchants Baseball here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. The Merchants opening the season on this beautiful Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. And again, it is gorgeous out today. We've got some clouds in the sky, but there is no rain in the forecast until tomorrow. It is a hot and humid day, though. We've got 84 degrees. And again, with those cloudy skies, the wind right now blowing out of the southeast, so the wind blowing a little bit from right field out to left field. Job Blackman with you here, again, sports director for the Carroll Broadcasting Network. And, of course, we've got Mason Nealon, who is going to be the voice of the Merchants coming up this summer. He's going to be helping out with the broadcast here today. Mason, want to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself so that our Merchants fans out there know who they're going to be listening to this summer.
So my name is Mason Nealon, and I attend Carroll High School, and then I will be finishing my junior year this year, going into my senior year. And I'm excited to broadcast all of your home Merchant games.
And you've got some broadcasting experience, not with baseball yet. This will be your first game here with baseball, but you've helped out with the Tiger Vision with some of their broadcasts.
Yeah, I did 2 football games, I think, this year, and I did all of the home girls and boys basketball games for the Carroll Tigers, and then I did do an NBA G League game for like half a quarter down in Des Moines.
So what got you interested in broadcasting?
So when I was young, I had kind of the typical dream of trying to make it to the NBA as a child, but then things didn't fall in the right path, so I figured, I like talking and I like watching and participating in sports, so why not be there and talk over the sports that are going on.
And you're going to be learning a little bit about baseball as you broadcast here today. We went down and talked with both coaches. It's the opener, so both of these coaches still really unsure. They know how these guys play in college, but they don't know how that's going to transfer over here to this Wooden Bat League here this summer. So what did you take away with some of the brief conversations we had with the coaches here today?
Well, it looked like both coaches weren't really nervous at all. They kind of felt like the team was going to come together and play as a cohesive unit, but both coaches seemed like they knew what they wanted to do today, and they wanted to come out and fight.
Our head coach for the Carroll Merchants this year will be Ben Berg. He is from here in Carroll. He's a Kemper grad, had a great career at Concordia. It's his first year as the head coach for the Merchants. And the head coach for the Des Moines Peak here today is Tyler Willis. Both of these teams did make the Mink League playoffs a year ago. So I think both of them hoping to get there and take another step forward this season.
Yeah, I think that once you make the playoffs, the expectation is to either make the playoffs again or advance another round or hopefully make it to the championship at least.
So it should be a fun year. We should be about 10 minutes away or so from first pitch here today. We're going to step away. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of Carroll Merchants Baseball. That's coming up for you right here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily, fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Brunner, Reinhardt & Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
And welcome back out here to beautiful Merchants Park. Jeff Blankman along with Mason Nealon with you here tonight. Of course, this afternoon we're coming to you here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. Of course, we will be the home of all of the home Merchants games. So you can listen and watch all of the Merchants home games right here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. We'll also be supplying this link out to the Merchants themselves. And if one of the teams that comes in does not have an announcer, the Des Moines Peak do. But if there's any of those franchises that don't, they will be able to share out the link as well, so anybody can follow and listen to the Carroll Merchants game coming up for you here again. I want to thank our sponsors for Carroll Merchants this summer. They include Collins Aerospace, also Culver's, Dries Oil Company, Brunner, Reinhardt, and Morton, Mackey Motors, and Haley Equipment are the sponsors for the Carroll Merchants this summer here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here today. First of all, for the visitors on the scoreboard here today, they will be the Des Moines Peak. Leading things off is going to be their shortstop, Cade Gravengood, out in right field. Batting second is Tanner Short. The third baseman, Bubba Thompson, will hit in the number 3 hole. Playing left field and batting fourth is Abraham Arroyo. Over at first base, batting fifth is Declan O'Hare. The center fielder, Carter Thomas, will hit in the number 6 spot. Batting seventh as the designated hitter is Alex Barrett. The catcher, Isaac Short, will hit in the number 8 hole. And batting ninth, playing right field, is Weston Barber. Out on the pitching mound for the Peak here today will be Anthony Watts. And Mason, the one thing we learned in talking with Coach Berg is that they're going to be seeing a very strong pitcher here today, Mr. Watts from Creighton. The Blue Jays, a traditionally strong baseball program. This is a young guy that's going to probably throw the upper 80s and even into the 90s here today.
Yeah, that's something as a coach, if you're the coach with that pitcher, it's a very good sign, but when you're going against that, it's something you got a game plan for, because throwing in those low 90s is a very elite level, and the batters have to step in there and be able to hit that.
And most of these guys probably have seen somebody throughout the season that has thrown that. The question will be, how long has it been? Some of these guys' seasons have been over for just a couple of weeks. Some have been over for a little longer than that. Some seasons just ending and stuff, like Creighton season really just winding down here in the last week. So some of these guys fresh. That'll also be the question with the young man, Mr. Watts. From Creighton is how many innings is he going to go? Most of the college coaches do put a limit on how many innings and how many pitches they want their guys to be able to throw. So we'll see how that impacts both of these teams here today. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for the Carroll Merchants here today. Some familiar names if you have followed the Merchants over the years, and here is one of them. Michael Alt going to play center field, and he will lead things off. Dylan Kuhl will be over at first base. He is going to bat second. The shortstop, Bryce Yasko, will hit in the number 3 spot. The catcher, Jordan Bradenberg, will bat to cleanup. Pitching and DHing today in the number 5 hole is Joe Scarborough. The left fielder, Colin McBride, will hit in the number 7 hole, the number 6 hole. Batting 7th and playing third base is Casey Carter. The second baseman, Blake Tigas, will hit in the number 8 spot. And Lane Speaker, he is from Caminita High School. A lot of our area listeners going to be very familiar with him. An all-state football and baseball player down at Caminita. Was actually the 8-man football player of the year a couple of years in a row. Just an outstanding athlete. He is going to be out in right field, and he will bat number 9 here today. Mason, again, what's the thing you're most looking forward to with this game here today?
I mean, it's a great day out for baseball. I'm hoping to see a lot of runs on the board and a lot of exciting plays from both teams.
And I tell you what, really good crowd on hand here today. We'll get the paid attendance coming up a little bit later on as the guys at John and everybody does really a nice job of kind of flashing those numbers up to us a little bit later on. Now, I'm here today, folks. I've got a high school game tomorrow, so it'll be Mason on the broadcast, and then Jeff Honnold will come in and help. So if you've listened to Merchants baseball in the past, Jeff Honnold had been the voice of the Merchants for the last couple of years, besides when we did some on the radio, and we did 8 games a year, and then it was me or somebody else. But Jeff going to be helping out this year. He's got some other responsibilities with the Merchants, but he is going to step in and help when he can with Merchants baseball coming up this season. We're going to step away. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more Carroll Merchants baseball coming up for you here in the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
City. The Workmaster Utility Series is a tough, practical workhorse providing unmatched comfort and simplicity. The Workmaster Utility Tractor, ready to complete any task with the productivity of the 12x12 powered shuttle transmission and 4-wheel drive. Stop into Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City to see how the New Holland Workmaster tractors are the best utility tractors to help you complete those tasks efficiently.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Bruner, Reinhardt, and Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Welcome back out here to beautiful Merchants Park. Jeff Blankman, Mason Nealon with you here again on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. We bring you Carroll Merchants baseball here today. Merchants getting underway here in just a little bit. Mason, tell you what, let's just, as far as we're just kind of stalling some time here a little bit, what was kind of the biggest thing that you took away from Coach Berg? You mentioned him not being nervous. What does that tell you?
It just shows that through the practice and seeing these guys actually hit, pitch, throw, everything like that, that he is confident in the players and their abilities, that they can go out there and compete at a high level against another team that is very good and it made the playoffs last year, like you said.
So we've got a gorgeous day. The coaches right now getting set to chat with each other. I'm working on some Wi-Fi issues here with the Merchants, so that's part of the reason why I was having you talk there for a moment, as they're having issues with their Wi-Fi and texting me to try and help figure things out. But hopefully they'll get things up and running on their end here pretty soon. But should be a great day. Flag, of course, at half staff here today in memory of of course, everybody that has served. And again, do want to mention that it is Memorial Day and want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day. And hopefully everybody got a chance to get out today to a Memorial Day parade or event, in the area, and was able to celebrate that. I know a lot of family spend time together on this weekend and this holiday. Did you get a chance to spend any time with your family?
Yeah, I spent some time with my family. I know that's a big thing with some of my family members, that they like getting together, like doing some stuff together, and just bringing everyone together and seeing everyone, because it's not so often that you can get everyone in the same place with a family kind of like mine.
And I tell you what, fun to see all of the people continue to kind of file in. I got here at 2 o'clock. I was the only one in the stands. You got here about, 2:15, somewhere in there, 2:30, somewhere in there. And this place is really filled up, as we've been sitting here kind of getting ready for this game today.
Yeah, I think there was 2 or 3 people here, and then now it's basically hard to find a seat around here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Merchants always do a great job of bringing people out to the ballpark and stuff. And great to see that we're going to have another large crowd here today, as Carroll likes to pride itself on being a baseball area. And I think that's what they've gotten here again, and being able to prove that with the amount of people out here at the game today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great team to come watch. You come out and watch the Merchants. They can go out and compete, and then you bring as many people, pack them in here on a good Monday afternoon, and great weather also. It brings a lot of people out here.
It does. Now, there are some chances of rain tomorrow, so you can tune into the Carroll radio station, either 1380 AM, 95.1 FM KCIM, 93.7 at KKRL, or you can check out Kick 106.7. I'll also try and get that schedule up on our website at sports.1380kcim.com, just in case there's any postponements or cancellations of the game tomorrow with that rain in the forecast. There's rain pretty much every day the rest of this week in the forecast. Now, usually only about a 30 to a 50% chance, not much of it in the evenings this week, at least this early part of the week. So hopefully that'll play out, and hopefully we'll be able to get all of the games in, because we've got baseball and softball high school games scheduled for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week as well. And I'll get that schedule all typed up for you, and I'll get that on our website at sports.1380kcim.com a little bit later on tonight. I'll also write a recap of this baseball game with the stats, and I'll get that posted to the website for you later tonight, again at sports.1380kcim.com. Taking a look at the defensive setup for you here today. Let's look at what the Merchants are going to have defensively here today. Again, Joe Scarborough is going to be pitching for them. Jordan Brandenburg is going to be behind the plate. Dylan Coolover at first. Blake Tigas at second. Casey Carter as the third baseman. Bryce Yasko is going to be at shortstop. The outfield here tonight is Cullen McBride in left, Michael Alt in center, and Lane Speaker getting the start out in right field here this evening. Beautiful day for baseball is what we have said, and looking forward to this one. And I'm going to do some of the play-by-play early in this game, and Mason will begin to take over that play-by-play kind of as the game goes on. And, of course, he is going to be the voice of the Carroll Merchants throughout the season. We'll step away for our national anthem. We've got first pitch. That's coming up for you next, right after this timeout on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Bruner Bruner, Reinhardt, and Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Step up to more power and all-around capability with New Holland compact and subcompact tractors from Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City. The Workmaster Utility Series is a tough, practical workhorse providing unmatched comfort and simplicity. The Workmaster Utility Tractor, ready to complete any task with the productivity of the 12x12 powered shovel transmission and four-wheel drive. Stop into Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City to see how the New Holland Workmaster tractors are the best utility tractors to help you complete those tasks efficiently.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Welcome back out here to beautiful Merchants Park. Jeff Blankman with you here along with Mason Nealand. Again, we bring you Carroll Merchants baseball. It is this season, and of course the home opener. Merchants going to be back at home coming up tomorrow night, 4:30. I think that start time, if I remember correctly. Or
I think 6:30.
6:30. There we go. 6:30 is going to be the start time for that game coming up tomorrow evening. And of course, Mason will have the broadcast. Jeff Honnold will join him during that broadcast at some point tomorrow night. The lineup again coming up for the Des Moines Peak is John Waddle, the head coach for the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusader High School baseball team, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. John, of course, just picking up career victory number 800 last Wednesday, so not quite 2 weeks ago. So I should say not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday prior to that. So he gets a chance, and he threw it out to Quentin Culbertson, who is on the Merchants team and a former Coon Rapids Bayard Crusader, and the guy that's helping with the coaching staff down at Coon Rapids this year. So that is pretty cool. So Cade Graven Good going to lead things off. He'll be followed by Tanner Short and Bubba Thompson as they are going to be facing again Joe Scarborough for the Carroll Merchants. And folks, they didn't get the information printed out where each of these guys went to college and kind of some of their background information. They're hoping to have all of that tomorrow. So Mason will have a little bit more information to talk about the kids, but we're going to be kind of learning them as we go along here today. So not a lot of information here for us to be able to pass along, but as the season goes on, we're going to get to know these guys and we'll be able to bring you more information. One of the things that Mason's going to do as our intern for the summer is he is going to grab video interviews with as many of the players as what he can, and each week we'll put those out, some video interviews with the players. We'll do about 3 or 4 a week, and we'll post those out to the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel, and you'll be able to get those on the Carroll Merchants Facebook page as well. So you'll be able to get some information and some, just kind of find out and learn a little bit more about these Carroll Merchants players as this season goes on. Taking a look at that defense again here for the Merchants today. Jordan Brandenburg behind the plate. Dylan Cool over at first. Blake Tigas at second base. Casey Carter at third. And Bryce Yasko, is the shortstop here today. The outfielders again are Cullen McBride in left. Michael Alt in center. And Lane Speaker, the right fielder. And I remember Michael Alt, this is at least his second season playing for the Carroll Merchants. Cade Gravengood will step in. Righty-righty matchup here. Brandenburg behind the plate, sets up on the outside corner of the plate. First pitch, a fastball in there for a strike at the knees. And the count is no balls and one strike. The thing I like to see already about Scarborough is he is working quickly. He was right back on the rubber, goes back to work outside corner, comes up and in though. They set up and in, or outside, and that one comes up and in. The fastball in there for a strike, and quickly the count is no balls and two strikes. Sitting it right back on that first base side of the rubber, out of the windup. That one is fouled back up over the crowd up the first base side. Somebody ducking there in the back row, and the count will remain no balls and two strikes. Top of the first, clouds taking over the sun right now. We had some sun shining through here a moment ago, but now the clouds are out. Fastball blows it by him. And the first strikeout here of the ball game going to be from Scarborough. And that is going to be the first out here in the ball game. And that is going to bring to the plate now the right fielder, Tanner Short. What did you see there? It looked like he wasn't throwing much but fastballs.
Yeah, but he looked extremely comfortable on the mound, just throwing it straight down the middle and throwing it as hard as he could.
There's another fastball. That one is fouled back out of play. And they count no balls and one strike. And like most pitchers, it doesn't matter how hard you throw it. If it's straight, eventually batters are going to catch up to it. So he's got some nice movement, and did a pretty nice job as well of kind of moving that ball around in the strike zone. They'll set up low and away, comes up and in with the fastball this time. And the count runs to one ball and one strike. Defense playing pretty well straight up right now. The middle infielders with Tigas and Yaskis are back near the outfield. Grass, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, swung on and missed. And the count runs to one ball and two strikes. Carter playing behind the bag over at third. Same right now with Cool over at first. Sometimes you'll see infielders in the corner slide in a little bit. Pitch on the way. That one is chop foul at the plate. And it's going to now go into fair territory. They're going to call it a fair ball, and now we're going to get a timeout called from the first base umpire. I think it hit the batter in the batter's box, so it's just going to be a strike, and the count will remain one ball and two strikes. Sometimes that first base umpire has a better view of that with a right-handed batter than the guy behind the plate. So the guy behind the plate, when it went fair, called it a fair ball, and the umpire over at first base right away stepped in and called the play dead. Right now, Speaker playing deep out in right field right now. He's probably the deepest of all of the outfielders for the Merchants. He's probably 20 feet or so off of the fence out there. And surprised they've taken the distances down. They're no longer visible. I think it's 318 down each of the lines and 371 or something like that to dead center field, but they've taken those off. So, and I don't have them memorized, so I don't know how deep it is to each area of the park here. 2-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss low and away. And after getting out in front, Mason, all of a sudden he's behind in the count for the first time here today with a full count.
I mean, yeah, he came out early and getting a bunch of strikes right down the middle, and then now it's full count, and you got to really put one right down the middle again.
Bubba Thompson waiting on deck. 3-2 pitch. That one is flied out towards right field. Speaker coming in. Again, he was playing deep, but he's got great speed, and he will track that one down, and that is the second out here in the inning. Saw Lane Speaker a lot in his high school days. It looked like somebody might have an angle on him, and he would take off and end up getting himself, break away from guys because he had that breakaway speed. So F9 is how you write that one in your book. 2 outs here in the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Bubba Thompson. So the first two guys up and down here for the Merchants defensively. They did a good job getting those two guys out. They'll set up outside. Breaking ball chopped out towards third. Ranging it is Carter. He'll scoop fire, and a 1-2-3 inning. 5-3 in the putout on your book. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left in the top half of the first inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the first inning. We're back in 1 minute right here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. John Blankman Mason Nealon with you here. Carroll Merchants baseball for you on this Memorial Day season opener, of course. For the Merchants, we head here to the bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Michael Alt, Dylan Kuhl, and Bryce Yasko. They are the scheduled hitters. Anthony Watts going to be the pitcher here for the Des Moines Peak. And again, we do understand that Mr. Watts is a Creighton baseball player. And of course, Creighton, the Blue Jays, a really solid team in the Big East Conference. And had some real good success this year. Did not make, of course, the NCAA Super Regionals, or the Regionals, I should say. They will not be in that, as they did not win the Big East tournament. And when you get to the Northern Conferences like the Big Ten and the Big East and stuff like that, a lot of times if you don't win that conference tournament, there's more than likely a chance you won't make it. I still think the Iowa Hawkeyes will have a chance getting in, even though they were shut out yesterday by Maryland in the Big Ten championship game. Maryland, of course, was the regular season and now the tournament champions. Iowa finishing third in the regular season. The center fielder will lead things off. It looks like Watt's going to go out of the stretch to open things up with nobody on base. First pitch, a fastball on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Looking at that defense here at 4. The Peak, it is Isaac Short behind the plate, Declan O'Hara at first, Weston Barber at second, Bubba Thompson at third, and Cade Gravengood. There's a chopper out to Gravengood at short. He'll scoop. Alt runs really well, but to Gravengood, the shortstop. Shortstops usually have a really strong arm. And there he's going to get him by about a half a step, and one up and one down on 2 pitches for the Merchants. And that is going to bring to the plate now the first baseman, Dylan Kuhl. Rest of that starting lineup for the Peak, their outfielders here today. Abraham Arroyo out in left, Carter Thompson in center, and Tanner Short getting the start out in right field here today. So Kuhl, the first baseman, will step in. Lefty at the plate, righty on the hill, coming out of the stretch again, pitch on the way. Fastball in, nope, just misses. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Not for sure. We're set up right behind the plate, Mason. I'm not for sure where that one missed.
Yeah, it looked like it was right there, but the umpires,
they got a better view. Yep, they got a better view than we do, but that one looked like it was right down the middle of the plate. 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses low and away. Or low and inside, I should say, to the lefty, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Wind continuing to blow from right to left field. I don't know what impact that'll have on the game here today. It's not a real strong wind, maybe 10, 15 miles per hour, so not an incredibly strong wind here today, but could impact something that gets high up into the air. 2-0 pitch, check swing, got him to go around, and the count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. So Kuhl will step out of the batter's box, fooled with that last breaking ball, and we've seen some breaking balls here early out of Watt so far. 2-1 offering on the way. Fastball catches the inside corner, and that'll run the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sun starting to peek through again. We'll see some sunshine throughout this game today, but we are going to have some clouds in the sky as well. 2-2 pitch coming up. Watts taking his time, gets on the rubber quick, but very deliberate to the plate. There's a chopper foul at the plate. And they count 2-2. That's really noticeable right now, Mason, between Scarborough, who's pitching for the Merchants, and Watts, who's pitching for the Peak. Scarborough gets that ball and wants to go right back to work, while Watts kind of taking his time once he gets the ball and gets set.
Yeah, it looks like the outcome's the same, putting it over the plate, but they just take their time and do things very differently.
So you wonder if some of the Merchants hitters will step out as this game goes on to try and get him out of that slow rhythm. That breaking ball misses inside. It's going to hit him. So a hit by pitch. First one here of the ball game for Watts. And that is going to bring to the plate Bryce Yasko, the shortstop. Yasko will step in. And of course, trying to walk that one off is cool. Took that one, Mason, either off the lower leg or off of the foot. And you can definitely tell he's feeling that one a little bit as that ball bounced in the dirt and got him.
Yeah, that's never good to have your runner who's going to have to advance from first to second get hit in the leg where it makes it a little difficult to run.
Barry Bruner in the house here today. Of course, Tom Hawkap up on the PA system. 9-inning ball game for you here today. Pitch on the way is in there to Yasko. Catches the inside corner with the fastball, and the count is 0-1. Short lead the first time for Cool. We'll see if he gets a little bigger lead as that foot hopefully starts to feel better. O'Hare holding him on over there, about a 2.5, 3-step lead. Watts will take a look over, now comes to the plate, and that pitch is fouled up the first base side. That's going to hit the light pole out there by the batting cage, and quickly, Watts out in front of Yasko, no balls and 2 strikes. More and more people continuing to file into the ballpark here today. And again, some of these people probably going to eventually have to slide out to the bleachers up the first or third base side. There's not a lot of empty spots here in the grandstand area. 0-2 pitch on the way. In the dirt, really nice knockdown that time by Isaac Short, the catcher. And Mason, as you know, as a pitcher, you've got to have confidence in your catcher that when you're in front in the count, you can throw balls, try to get him to chase things in the dirt, and you got to have that confidence that your catcher is going to stay in front of him.
Yeah, pitcher and a catcher have to have a special relationship where they trust each other 100% because the pitcher and the catcher need to communicate and they need to get this work done.
1-2 pitch coming up. That one is fouled out of play up the first base side. And the count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 out, 1 on. We're here in the bottom half of the first inning. Scoreless ball game here today at beautiful Merchants Park. Merchants Park, of course, established in 1949. So not quite 80 years, but coming up on that 75th anniversary. Pitch on the way outside. Came with a fastball and misses. And the count runs to 2-2. Cool, not a very big lead over there at first base, and I can't imagine Mason with that lead that he's getting that he's probably going to break, which is a benefit for the defense because that leaves them the opportunity to turn 2.
Yeah, I don't think he only has a couple of like a foot or 2 off of there, so I don't think he's going to go anywhere anytime soon unless he gets a bigger lead.
Chopper foul at the plate by Yasko, and Yasko's done a really nice job since getting 2 strikes to foul off some of those tough pitches to handle, and that's what you got to do. You got to keep yourself alive, give yourself a chance. Maybe he'll leave one out over the plate, and then you can drive it somewhere and maybe be able to score that runner, or at least put runners on second and third as you get to the heart of the order. Number 3 batter here for the Merchants. Bottom of the first inning, 1 out, runner at first, scoreless ball game. And the pitch on the way. Tried to get him to chase another one in the dirt. Misses with that one. Isaac Short again, the catcher. Fundamentally solid. Slides that body over in front and knocks that one down. And the count going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now we'll see if the runner goes. Cooligan has not gotten a big lead, so I can't imagine he's going to go. But there is that potential that he might on a 3-2 pitch. With only 1 out, though, you don't want to strike out and throw out. Does not go. Pitch on the way is going to be in the dirt. There is ball 4. And that'll put runners now at first and second here in the ballgame. And that is going to bring to the plate Jordan Brandenburg. And Isaac Short, the catcher, going out to talk with Mr. Watts on the hill. Brandenburg, the catcher, he's going to have a pretty good understanding of what he wants probably as the sun peeks back through. For a pitcher, usually doesn't take a catcher very long to kind of figure out that strike zone an umpire has. The second baseman, Weston Barber, shadowing the bag out at second, trying to hold Cool a little bit close. Yasko getting a big lead as O'Hare plays behind him at first. There's a swing and a miss, came with a fastball. And the count is 0-1. Beautiful day for baseball, a little bit warm, like I said, about up to 86 degrees now, but Got a chance of some storms kind of coming into the area later on tonight. We should be good here, though, this afternoon. Watts taking a long look back at second, comes to the plate, and again out in that left-handed batter's box, and Short will knock it down, keeps it in front of him. Bounced up the first base side just a little bit, but doesn't go anywhere. And the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful day for baseball here. And again, you can watch and listen to all the Carroll home Merchants home games here on our Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. 1-1 pitch, pop foul back up against the screen. And the count will run to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
If you sit in that front row right there and that ball comes back, it's a little bit of a scare.
Is it? Has it gotten you before?
A couple times when it sits right here, or when it flies out near in that open area on first or third base line.
Yeah.
Kind of.
If you're sitting where the chicken wire doesn't protect you, if you're sitting up the first base side or the third base side, you better be paying attention. Those foul balls can get on top of you quickly. I've seen a lot of people get hit and banged up over the years. 1-2 pitch, going to be fouled back up against the screen, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. I know there's some hopes that they can maybe put some netting up that won't affect the view and stuff, but they'd like to get some protective netting up, kind of like minor and Major League Baseball have done, and try to protect those bleacher areas a little bit more. And it's just getting the money raised to be able to do that. Watts again takes a peek back at second as Barber holds the runner on, pitch on the way up top. And the count runs to 2-2. So, Mason, the Merchants have done a really good job here of fouling off tough pitches. They've really forced Watts to have to throw a lot of pitches here in this first inning.
Yeah, I mean, as a pitcher, you get comfortable with what you want to throw, but when you have that presence in the batter's box where you know they're going to swing and they're going to try to hit everything, then you got to try to mix up your game plan.
2-2 pitch, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. That'll be the second one here of the ballgame. That's going to load the bases. And that's going to bring to the plate now the pitcher, Joe Scarborough. So Scarborough will have a chance to help himself here, coming up with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the inning.
That'd be a great feeling.
What's that?
That'd be a great feeling as a pitcher if you come out and get someone brought in, then go back out and have to pitch against that team.
Yeah, always a lot more comfortable for a pitcher to pitch with the lead than pitch either in a tie game or from behind, because you know you've got a little leeway. You can make a mistake or two and still be in pretty good shape and probably not fall behind. Infield playing in now on the corners. They're going to try to go home to first for a double play. Middle infielders and Barber at second and Gravengood at short. They're playing up the middle and deep, so that way they can turn a 4-6-3 or a 6-4-3 double play. They'd like to go second to first for their double play. They'll give up the run to get the 2 outs, and hopefully they can turn that double play before the run scores. 1-0 pitch misses, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. So Scarborough right now, he's got a chance. He's got some pitches to work with here. Up 2-0. Cullen McBride, the left fielder, is waiting on deck. You've got Dylan Kuhl at third, Yasko at second, Brandenburg on over at first. He's got a huge lead as, again, O'Hare playing in front of him. That one just misses the outside corner, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. Merchants have done this damage here so far without getting a hit here in the bottom of the first. They've had 2 hit by pitches and a walk so far. First batter, Michael Alt, chopped out to the shortstop to start the bottom of the first. Pitch on the way. That one is chopped foul at the plate. And the count will run now to 3 balls and 1 strike. Great crowd on hand. Mentioned that more and more people filling in, and you can see a lot of the Carroll Merchants blue in the stands here tonight, especially over to our right. If you see a few Des Moines Peak people here, of course, some of the parents have a chance to be here. Got a young guy with his fingers through the chicken wire right behind home plate. I hope he pulls them out here real quick. Last thing I'd want to see is foul ball into the fingers. There's a chopper over into the Merchants, or just off the Merchants dugout. And Watts battles back to even the count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Perfectly fine for the young guy to be standing there, Mason, but you get those fingers through that chicken wire, you get a foul ball, especially a little guy like that, probably not going to know to get his fingers out of the wire, and that could sting a little bit.
Yeah, he might even lose a finger or two if it's coming in there fast enough.
Yeah, maybe lose a tip of one. 3-2 pitch. They've got him away from the screen now, that chicken wire. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. So Watt's going to walk in a run. Scarborough will be credited with an RBI. as Kuhl will come in to score from third. Moving down to third is Yasko. Up to second is Brandenburg, excuse me. Second walk issued here in the ball game for Watts. And we're going to get a visit to the mound now by the Des Moines Peak coaches. And heading out there to the hill is going to be their head coach. And that, of course, is Tyler Willis. Cullen McBride, the left fielder, will step in. That conference on the mound is going to allow Ben Berg, the head coach for the Merchants, to talk with Mr. McBride up the left field side. They're up that third baseline, chatting about what they want to do. Well, all three of the runners on base, Yasko, who's at third, Brandenburg at second, and Scarborough over on first, all met over at third base to chat about what they want to do. 1-0 Merchants with the lead here, bottom of the first inning. McBride will step in, the lefty. First plate appearance for him here in this ballgame. Timeout is over. Watts out of the stretch. He's been out of the stretch against every batter. First pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Left that one up in the strike zone, but a good job by McBride. You got a pitcher that's struggling. He's walked at 2 and hit 2. You force him to throw some strikes at you before you get really aggressive at the plate. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Fouled up the first base side. And the count runs to 0-2. Giving chase on that one for a moment was O'Hare. Just the way he moved, Mason, I kind of wondered if maybe that ball wasn't a fair ball, just the way he was trying to get to it, but it did end up going foul by about 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah, I thought he ran straight over. I was like, it could have gone right on the line, but ended up going foul.
Good pitch by Watts. Jammed the batter. Pitch on the way. Tries to get him to chase a breaking ball. Started that one across the middle, then broke it to the outside. And the count runs to 1-2. Good eye that time by McBride. Casey Carter is waiting on deck. Bases full of Merchants. 1-0. They've got the lead at 1 out here, bottom of the first inning. Watts struggling a little bit with his control right now. Comes with the fastball. That one fouled over off of the Merchant dugout, and the count remains at 1-2 strikes. Love to see the young people. Lots of little kids in the stands here. I've always kind of said that, they play a lot of the youth baseball here in Carroll at night, which is the same time that the high school games are being played. That doesn't allow the little kids to come out and watch the high school kids play, and it hurts develop that love of the game because you're not watching it here. There's a foul ball off of the face mask of the home plate umpire. He's checking out the mask, says he's all right. And I think he's going to just go over and grab a couple of foul balls, so he is in okay shape. Count will remain 1-2 strikes.
Looks like the Merchants are really holding their own in the batter's box, though. Every time that it's there, they're swinging or at least making contact, hitting a foul ball. But there is no hits on the board for either team.
Yeah, it's, again, all walks and hit by pitches that have really done the damage here for the Merchants, as Watts has really struggled to find that strike zone consistently. He is up 1-2 strikes here. 1-2 pitch, that is chopped foul at the plate. And mentioned earlier that Dylan Kuhl fouled off a couple of pitches before getting hit by a pitch, and that was after having 2 strikes. Yasko also fouled off 2 pitches after having 2 strikes. Brandenburg fouled off a pitch after having 2 strikes. Scarborough went 3-2 and then walked. And now McBride has fouled off 3 pitches after having 2 strikes. So they've done a great job of battling here. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one is flied out towards right field. That's going to drop in as it's a flare. 2 runs that will come in to score, and the Merchants are going to take a 3-0 lead. Scarborough moves over to third on the 2 RBI single from Cullen McBride. Yasko comes in to score from third. Brandenburg running on the play was able to come in and score as well. So it's now a 3-0 lead for the Merchants here at the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Casey Carter. So runners on the corners again for the Merchants. Still just the 1 out here in this first inning. And Carter will step in. Carter out of Prohl, Iowa. Home state kid playing here in Carroll. Pitch on the way, taken up top for ball 1. seventh batter here in the inning right now for the Merchants. They've got a chance to bat around in this first inning. And this is the kind of start they wanted to their season here. They seem to do well against the Peak, if I remember right, last year. That ball popped a foul. That's going to drift over towards the outside bleachers up the first base side. And the count will remain 1-1 Scarborough, the catcher, over at third. Or the pitcher, excuse me. You've got McBride on over at first. Short lead for him. Fastball misses low and away. And the count now 2-1. Try to get you a pitch count for Mr. Watts at the end of this first inning, but he's going to be, right now at the rate he's going, he's going to be up over 30 pitches in the first inning, which is an incredibly high number of pitches. Runner does not go. That one popped up. O'Hare giving chase. That one is going to land back behind home plate. Short, the catcher, did not read that one off of the bat, so he did not give chase. That might have been a playable ball for him as it landed over near the Carroll Merchants on deck circle. Blake Tiggis, the second baseman, walks out and picks that one up. 2-2 the count. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the first, 3-0 in favor of the Merchants. 2-2 pitch, chopper fisted up towards third. Thompson will field. The only play is to first. He's going to get him. Run going to come in to score. So 5-3 is the put out on Casey Carter. That'll be the second out. But he will pick up an RBI as Scarborough comes in to score. McBride moves up to second. And the Merchants now lead it by a score of 4-0. And that's going to bring up Blake Tiggis, the second baseman. So Tiggis will step in. Really good first inning here for the Merchants. They've done all this damage with just the one base hit. Pitch on the way up top. And right now, Watt struggling to get that. He's leaving a lot of things up here in the zone. Early, he was leaving things down. Now he's trying to come up in the zone, and he's leaving things just a little bit too high. 1-0 pitch on the way. In there for a strike. And they count 1-1. I don't think that one's been a strike all game. I think the home plate umpire's realizing that he's got to give him a little bit of something, or we might be in the bottom of the first for the next hour. 1-1 offering coming up here. Pitch on the way, low and away. That one's going to get away from short, but it's going to be off of his foot and won't go very far up the first base side. So unable to go anywhere is McBride out at second. You don't see a lot of guys steal in this Mink League unless they're like a leadoff guy, or maybe that 9 hitter that's kind of like a leadoff hitter. So you don't see a ton of speed. And I have first time seeing a lot of these Merchants guys. I don't know how much speed they have this year. 2-1 pitch on the way. Called a strike on the inside corner. And the count now 2-2 on Blake Tiggis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I see anyone stealing anytime soon because the Merchants are now at 4-0. But maybe on the Peak side, they need to get some runs on the board. So a couple of their guys that are quicker might have to steal.
The last thing you want to do is make the first or last out at third base. That's kind of the golden rule. So with 2 outs, he doesn't want to steal. There's a line drive base hit over O'Hare's glove at first. Run going to come in to score an RBI single for Blake Tiggis. And the lead is 5-0. They've done a nice job going the opposite way. All 5 runs have been earned here in the inning. And now there's a runner at first and the number 9 guy in the order. And we're going to get a pitching change here in the first inning. We'll step away. We'll take a break. We're back in 1 minute right here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily, fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
A great start for the Carroll Merchants here today as they lead this one 5-0. We've already had a pitching change for the Des Moines Peak as we're still in the bottom half of the first inning. The new pitcher for the Peak is going to be Mitchell Bowman. He is out of Marshall, Minnesota, right-handed pitcher for them here today. Doug Bass in the house, former Carroll County Sheriff, right down here below us. So Lane Speaker is the hitter. It's going to be stepping to the plate, so he'll be the first guy that gets to face against Bowman.
Yeah, I think there was no better feeling than coming out in your first game and having 5 runs and only 2 hits, so that does show a little bit of how the pitching was going, but 5 runs nonetheless.
So Bowman will step in or on the hill against Speaker. Pitch on the way, misses low and away. And they count 1-0 now on Speaker. Tigas gets his lead over at first. He might be a guy that runs a little bit with 2 outs, though. And the way right now the Merchants have the lead, they may just play this one safe. Does not go. Fastball misses low and away. And the count now 2 balls in, no strikes. So Tigas with his lead over at first. O'Hare will hold him on. Bowman out of the stretch. Pitch on the way. That one's wide. And 3 balls, no strikes. Pitching it's the most important thing in baseball or softball. Doesn't matter which sport it is. Doesn't matter what level it is. If you can't throw strikes, it's hard to win ball games. And the Peak right now finding that out here in their season opener against the Merchants. The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike in the count 3-1. And Watts is a really good pitcher. He doesn't throw for Creighton if he can't go throw strikes, but struggled to do that here today. And he's in line right now unless his offense can get things going to pick up the loss, giving up 5 already in the inning. He still will be credited with the guy over at first base. And there is a 5-pitch walk to Lane Speaker. So that'll move Tigas up to second, Speaker over to first. And that is the 3rd walk giving up here by Des Moines Peak pitching. And we are going to have batted through the lineup already here in this first inning of play. So Michael Alt, who grounded to short to start this inning, will step to the plate. The lefty will step in. Runners at first and second. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses inside. And they count 1 ball and no strikes. Now the catcher, Isaac Short, going to go out and talk with his pitcher. He's come in here in this first inning, and he's thrown 6 pitches here so far, Mason, and 5 of them have been out of the strike zone.
That's not a good sign when you come in after having a subpar pitcher come in and throw a decent little bit and give up 5 runs, and then he comes in and gives 6 balls already, and that's not a good sign as the coach, but there's always room for improvement. So if he gets in there and feels comfortable, then he can start throwing some better pitches right down the middle and putting some more heat on it.
Threw a strike there on a breaking ball. That one maybe caught up there, crossed up the catcher a little bit as Short goes out to talk to him again. I don't know if Short was expecting that breaking ball, but that's what he got. It was a strike, and the count runs to 1-1, but a quick conversation out on the hill between Short and Bowman. So Alt will step back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. 2 out. 5-0 Merchants with the lead. Pitch on the way in there for a strike. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Alt. Sun has peeked back through. We'll have some more clouds here in just a little bit. We've kind of got that kind of partly to mostly cloudy kind of day where we've had sun and then no sun. Pitch on the way, reaches out, pokes that one out to left field. They're going to send the runner from second, and the Merchants are going to take a 6-0 lead. As coming in to score is Tigas on the air base single by Alt. So Alt now 1 of 2 here, 3rd hit given up. That run will be credited to Watts. Every run has been earned here so far. And the book now closed on Watts. He'll have gone 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits and 6 runs. All 6 were earned. He walked 2 and hit 2. And Dylan Cool will step in. Cool was hit by a pitch and scored his first time up. Speaker out at second. Great speed on the base pass with him and also Alt, who's the leadoff man. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball called a strike on the outside corner in the count 0-2. And a really good piece of hitting that time by Alt. That was an outside pitch that he took and just got the edge of the bat on it and just got enough of it to line it out to left field to pick up that base hit. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Pop fouled up against the screen. And the count runs to 0-2. Just missed on that to inside fastball. That one was right off the fist and was just under that one a little bit. Now that pitch was inside, so if he'd hit that one fair, it probably would have been a nubber out to second base or maybe back to the pitcher. I don't think he'd have gotten a lot of that one. Might have been able to flare it just over the head of the second baseman. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside. And the count runs to 1-2. Peak went 1, 2, 3, so they'll have 4, 5, 6 to do up in the top of the second. But they've got a lot of work to do with the Merchants already on top here 6-0. The shortstop Graven good right now, flashing in behind it. Speaker out at second. There's a shot that is going to be out into the gap in a right center field. It'll get all the way to the wall. 2 runs are going to come in to score. As digging in with the 2-run double is going to be Cool, and the lead is 8-0. Another good piece of hitting, got a fastball out over the plate and ripped that one out into the right field, center field gap, got all the way out to the wall. Running out to get it was Tanner Short, and the lead is 8-0. Second hit given up by Bowman. He has now given up 2 earned runs. And Bryce Yasko will step in. He walked and scored his first time up. Appreciate everybody tuning in here today and watching and listening to our broadcast. Pitch on the way, misses low and away. And the count. 1 ball, no strikes right now on Yasko. 750 is the attendance here today. Jeff Honnold just flashing that up to us here a moment ago. So another typical great crowd. Hopefully one day we can draw 750 for one of the high school games here in town too. That would be really cool. Everybody come out and support the high school age kids. Pitch on the way, misses low and away, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Jordan Brandenburg waiting on deck. This is the 12th batter here in the bottom of the first inning for the Merchants. They're threatening to put double digits on the board here. Runner at second, 8 runs in. 2 outs here in the inning. Pitch on the way. Low and away, runner going to go as that one gets away from short. That'll be a pass ball, moving the runner Cool over to third. And the count runs to 3-0 on Yasko. Shorts had a long first inning behind the plate. He did a really good job early of sliding the body over in front, but at that time tried to backhand that one, and it popped up off of the forearm and bounced up the third base side, and that allowed Cool to move over to third. 3-0 pitch, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Yasko. 4th walk given up by Peak pitching. 2nd for Bowman. And that's going to bring up now Jordan Brandenburg. Brandenburg hit by a pitch and scored in his first plate appearance here in this first inning. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs here in the inning. Sun peeking back through again for a little bit. Wind still blowing from right to left field. Looks like it's picked up a little bit. Pretty steady right now, about 15 miles per hour. Not really feeling it where we're sitting. And as the crowd has gotten bigger, it's gotten a little more hot and humid in here in the broadcast area. First pitch misses downstairs right now to Brandenburg, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. More and more Merchants fans are beginning to show up here. That's a foul ball up against the screen. And the count runs to 1-1 now. So Bowman trying to dig out of some trouble here, but has not really been able to shut off the spigot here, and it's still running. He's given up a couple of runs here in the ballgame. Merchants up 8-0. Runner at first and third. 2 outs, though, here in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch on the way. Allen misses downstairs in the count 2-1. And this is a typical college strike zone, so it's a pretty small strike zone. They're going to throw you into a tight window and make you throw strikes. Anything that's close has went the hitter's way here so far today. 2-1 pitch, chop foul at the plate. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mason, what are you seeing from these pitchers here so far today for the Peak?
I mean, they're putting it somewhat close, but as you said, it's a smaller strike zone, so like with the
787 now is what they're telling us is the attendance. So Honnold rounded it to 750, but 787 according to John Perrin. There's a chopper foul at the plate, and Brandenburg will stay alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes right now.
Yeah, but with the pitchers, it's a smaller strike zone, so if they're not putting it directly where the umpires are like looking for, then it's going to go the batter's way, and that's what you've seen early with the Merchants at least.
Yeah, Shorts tried to frame some of those and get some of those calls, but if you haven't hit him right in the glove, it's not been. When there's a strike 3 swing and got him with the off-speed pitch. And that'll be the first strikeout of Merchant pitching here, but the Merchants put 8 runs across the board. They get those 8 runs on 4 hits. There was no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. Top of the second inning. It is 1 minute away right here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily, fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Carroll Merchants on the top right now of the Des Moines Peak, 8-0. We head here to the top of the second inning. Jeff Blankman, Mason Nealon with you here from the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network. Beautiful Merchants Park. Again, historic Merchants Park, built in 1949. It's been the host of a lot of state baseball tournaments. And again, we'll host the Class 1A and Class 2A state baseball tournament coming up later on this summer. For the Des Moines Peak, they're going to bring up Abraham Arroyo, Declan O'Hare, and Carter Thomas. They're 4, 5, and 6 hitters as we head here to the top of the second inning. So we will see how Joe Scarborough reacts. Mason sat for a really long time. Now, did get up to bat a couple of times and was out on the base pass, but was cruising in that first inning, and that first pitch could have missed up and in. Almost hit him. And the count 1-0 right now on the left fielder for the Peak. Sometimes you get a pitcher that sits for a long time, and you could be in that rhythm, and you lose that rhythm for a little while.
I mean, yeah, you want to keep a rhythm as a pitcher because if you're throwing strikes, you want to keep throwing them, as he just threw one there. But he sat for a long time not throwing the ball at all, just hitting and getting out on base. So
always want to get up 8-0 if you can. The only thing is you wonder how that affects the pitcher. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss low, and count's going to run to 2 balls and 1 strike. So he's got he could just go out and throw strikes right now. He doesn't have to worry about doing anything fancy. There's a chopper foul at the plate. You got 8 runs to work with, so last thing you want to do is walk a bunch of guys. So now as a pitcher, your job is to really just go out there and throw a bunch of strikes. And if you get a couple of guys on base, you don't worry about those. You just keep focusing on that hitter. 2-2 pitch. There's a line drive. That's going to be a base hit out into left field. Ranging over and scooping that one up is McBride. So a leadoff single for Arroyo. And that'll be the first hit given up here today by Scarborough. And that's going to bring to the plate the first baseman at Declan O'Hare. O'Hare will step in. O'Hare's got a guard on that front leg. So he's a guy that looks like he fouls quite a few of them off of his shin area. Short lead over at first for Arroyo. Does not go. Pitch on the way. Fastball catches the corner of the plate. And the count is 0-1. What I've liked from Scarborough so far is that he's moving the ball around and he's changed his arm angle. Sometimes he'll come over the top. Sometimes he'll go a little bit more 3/4. That last pitch was 3/4. Comes 3/4 again. This time misses downstairs. And they count 1 ball and 1 strike. See a lot of faces in the stands that I usually only see at Merchants games. So they're die-hard Merchants fans. There's a throw over to first. Back in it safely is Arroyo. The one thing you got to be careful of, if you've never been here to Merchants Park and you're watching this game, there's an awful lot of foul territory, especially up both sides. But you throw one away over at first base, there's a chance that runner going to make it all the way over to third. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, started inside, stayed inside. And the count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. Arroyo with his lead over at first. And the pitch on the way, swung on and it missed. And the count now 2-2. Merchants defense playing fairly straight up. Alt, who knows center field well here. He played it for the Merchants last season, playing a little bit deeper than what the high school kids do, but that's because you got college guys that can hit the ball pretty well. And that one is going to hit him. Breaking ball slipped out of the hands. And we've seen that long sit that Scarborough had in that bottom of the first inning. Even though he got up to bat a couple of times, he's not been the same pitcher here in the top of the second as what we saw in the top that we saw in the top of the first. And he is struggling a little bit. Runners now at first and second, and Carter Thomas, the center fielder, will step in. Could be in for a long, long game here. If this thing continues to trend like it is here early on, we're an hour in, and we're only into the second inning. And the top of the second inning has that. Pitch on the way. There's a fly ball out towards left. That's a tough play to make, but making a good play is McBride. He'll make the catch on the line drive. L7 in your book. And that is the first out. Reason why I say that that's a tough play. Those line drive shots right at you are really difficult to read. But McBride that time did a nice job. Took that first step back and then ended up coming in from there. So did a nice job of taking that first step back. So then if he had to come in, he could, but ended up taking another step back. And that's going to bring up Bareth, the DH. First pitch on the way in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. So runners at first and second, Arroyo at second, O'Hare on at first. Neither one of those guys probably going to run. So a base hit, as long as it gets not to the fence or something, probably only scores 1. There's a swing and a miss. And quickly, Scarborough out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. Cool, the first baseman playing behind O'Hare over at first. Scarborough takes 2 looks at second, now gets a swing and a miss, and there's going to be the strikeout. And that'll be the second out here in the inning. Second strikeout of the ballgame for Scarborough. That'll bring up the catcher, Isaac Short. I'll be next door at the softball diamonds tomorrow night. Some high school softball for you. As the Carroll Tigers hosting at Kemper. Battle of the 2 schools here, of course, in Carroll. I'll have that for everybody on the radio at 93.7 KKRL right here on our Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. Mason will have the call of that Carroll Merchants game. First pitch misses to short, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Probably let Mason start to take over a little bit of the play-by-play coming up in the third inning. One 1-0 offering on the way. Fastball catches the outside corner, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Jeff Honnold will get here at some point tomorrow night to help out with that broadcast. Scarborough taking a couple of looks back at second. Tigas, the second baseman, flashing over towards the bag with a right-handed hitter up. 1-1 pitch misses downstairs, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Tremendous crowd on hand here. Getting up to 767. So nearly 800 people out at the ballpark here today. Pitch on the way. Misses inside, and the count goes to 3-1 now on short. Sun begins to dip under the clouds just a little bit. Again, we've had quite a few clouds, but no rain in the forecast till late tonight, pretty much in the overnight hours. 3-1 pitch misses downstairs for ball 4. First walk given up by Scarborough here tonight. That'll load up the bases as Arroyo will move down to third. Up to second is O'Hare. Weston Barber will step in. Barber, the starting second baseman, number 9 guy in the lineup. So fifth batter here in the inning. Pitch on the way. Taken downstairs for ball 1. One-0 pitch in there for a strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Scarborough back to the windup here with the bases loaded. There's a foul ball back on a play. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Barber.
That's a Carroll Glass foul ball.
Cullen McBride deep out in left field, especially with the wind blowing from right to left, wants to make sure that nothing gets over the head. Pitch on the way. That's going to be thrown away, and we're not going to have a play at the plate. It's coming in to score is going to be Arroyo. He'll score on the wild pitch. Everybody will move up a bag, so O'Hare down to third. Short up to second. Earned runs scored here for the peak here in the top of the second inning. That'll cut the Merchants' lead here to 8-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count right now on Barber. 2 out now, runners at second and third. And the pitch on the way. There's a chopper. That's going to be trouble. Knocked down nicely by the shortstop, Yasko, to throw to first. In time to get him. Yasko slides, gets up, and makes a beautiful throw over to first base to Cool to get him by a half a step. Peak pick up a run. They get that to 1 run on a 1 hit. There was no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the second inning. We're back in 1 minute right here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests 1 meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Carroll Merchants baseball for you here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network. Jeff Blankman, Mason Nealon with you here as we head here to the bottom of the second inning. Yes, we're just at the bottom of the second inning, hour into this season opener for the Carroll Merchants. The Merchants lead it here by a score of 8-1, scoring 8 times in that first inning. Again, they picked up 4 hits. They did all that damage with no errors. So it was walks, 4 walks and 2 hit by pitches were the reason that the Merchants able to score all of those runs in that first inning of play. Michael Bowman or Mitchell Bowman, replaced Anthony Watts, 8 batters into the lineup. Merchants will bring up Scarborough and then Cullen McBride and Casey Carter. So it'll be the second time through the lineup for these guys. Scarborough walked, driving in a run and scoring his first time up. So Scarborough will step in. Righty-lefty matchup here. Scarborough, one of those guys, throws right-handed, hits left-handed. Pitch on the way. Misses low and inside, and the count now 1 ball and no strikes. We'll see if the peak pitching gets going a little bit more here. There's a fly ball out into left center field. That one's going to drop in for a base hit. And that'll be a leadoff double for Scarborough. And that'll be the 5th hit of the ball game for the Merchants here. And it's going to bring up Cullen McBride. So McBride will step in. He singled his first time up and hit a little flare out to shallow right field. Able to drive in a couple of runs. So he will step in for the first time. Got a bunch of little guys, young guys, elementary age guys, all standing down here right on the top of the steps. They're trying to stand right behind home plate and watch this game here today. Bowman on the hill, takes a look back at second. The second baseman Barber holding the runner on. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. And the count 0-1 now on McBride. A 1 offering. Breaking ball, nice knockdown by Short. That'll keep Scarborough out at second. Did a fundamentally good job of getting down on the knees. And you can tell he's had a long day already. We're already in the bottom of the second, but he's faced enough guys to be in about the 4th or 5th inning. And he saw enough pitches to be in about the 4th or 5th inning. Barber again holding Scarborough at second. Not a very big lead. Pitch on the way. And that time Bowman was still looking at second while he was in the delivery and unable to get that ball into the strike zone. And that's going to run the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike as he missed it low and away. Wind has picked up a little bit again. It kind of dies down for a while. Then when the clouds comes in, it picks up. There's a 2 chopper. Actually ended up hitting the edge of the grass and rolling out to the shortstop. Graven good. He'll field, scoop, and throw. And that'll keep the runner Scarborough at second as that play happening right in front of it. That ball was going to be a hopper out to Graven good at short, but it hit the lip of the grass right by the edge of the dirt there and ends up going from a hopper to a kind of a roller on the ground. And Graven did a nice job of adjusting to that. That's going to bring up Casey Carter, who grounded over to third his first time up. Barber again holding the runner. Bowman takes a look back, comes with the breaking ball, misses inside. And they count 1 ball and no strikes. One 0 pitch on the way, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. That one got up, and that one's going to sting a little bit. That one got him on the front arm area. And he's kind of holding on to that wrist area and forearm area as he heads down to first base. So we'll see how that impacts Carter as he's shaking that one off. And that'll be the 3rd hit by pitch for peak pitching here today. And that's going to bring up Blake Tigges. Tigges singled back in the first inning, driving in a run and came in to score. Runners at first and second, 1 out here, bottom of the second inning. They'll take a look back at second. Pitch on the way. That's going to be thrown away. Another wild pitch. And both runners will move up a position. So Scarborough down to third. Carter up to second. Count goes to 1-0 now on Tigges. And Short's done a really nice job most of the time of kind of sliding that body over in front, and that time tried to backhand that one, and that ball didn't hop up into the glove. It skirted underneath it, and that's how it got to the backstop, but it was out in the left-handed batter's box. Bowman takes a look over at third. Pitch on the way out of the stretch in there for a strike. And the count now 1-1 on Tigges. Wind has really picked up, maybe up to 20, 25 miles per hour now out of the southeast. There's a chopper over the head of the pitcher Bowman. Scooping it is Graven good at short. The throw to third in time. So that'll be an out, 6-3 in your book on Tickets. It's the second out, but he'll pick up his second RBI of the ballgame as Scarborough comes in to score. Moving down to third on the play is Carter. Third run given up here for Mitchell Bowman. And that's going to make it now a 9-1 lead as Lane Speaker will step in. He walked and scored. He was the first guy to face Bowman when he came in the first inning. Pitch on the way. There's a swing and a miss. Got him with the fastball up. And the count is 0-1. Speaker, again, a tremendous athlete and talent. Bowman going out of the windup now. That pitch down in the dirt. Nice knockdown that time by Short. That one out in the left-handed batter's box, and the count evens up at 1-1 strike. Coach Berg, one of the guys set to join us, or maybe two of the guys set to join us here in the postgame coming up today. Pitch on the way. Coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes feel, recover, and perform. 1-1 pitch misses, and the count runs to 2-1 strike. Two-one offering. Line shot, base hit. That'll score a run out to left field. That one over the outstretched glove of Thompson over at third. 6 hits here in the ballgame now for the Merchants. RBI single by Speaker. Carter comes in to score from third. And that's going to bring up Michael Alt. So Alt will step in. He is 1 for 2 today. Grounded out to short in the first, then singled in the first. Driving in a run and coming in to score as the Merchants scored 8 times in that inning. He'll take the first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Sixth batter of the inning here for the Merchants. They batted at 13 in that first inning. Runner goes, pitch on the way, throw down to second, not in time. The pitch misses and the count runs to 1-1 on Alt. Speaker in with a stolen base. Told you he's got good speed. So he's now in scoring position. Base hit would score him. Ben Berg having a conversation, the head coach for the Merchants, with Bubba Thompson, the third baseman. Alt dancing around out at second. Or excuse me, Speaker dancing around at second. Got the pitcher Bowman's attention. He misses inside and low to Alt, and the count runs to 2-1. Six hits for the Merchants so far. 10 runs here in the ballgame. Pitch on the way. That one is chopped foul at the plate. 2 strikes now. The count on Michael Alt. Dylan Kuhl, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Four runs given up here by Bowman since he came in the first inning. Merchants have scored all earned runs here, so 10 earned runs here in the ballgame. Pitch on the way, chopper up the middle. That could be trouble. Backhanded by Barber, the second baseman. He'll make the play over to first to get the speedy Alt for the final out of the inning. With the Merchants strike again. They pick up 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on 2 hits. There was no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the top of the third inning. Merchants on top here by a score of 10-1. We're back in 1 minute here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Merchants Park, where your Merchants are up 10-1 with 6 hits, and the Peak have 1 hit. Back on the mound will be Scarborough for the Merchants, and coming up to hit will be Watts.
Actually, it'll be Cade Gravengood. It'll be the top of the order. Yep, Watts is not batting.
Merchants lead 10-1 as the Peak prospects come to the plate. It'll be number 8, Cade Gravengood, leading things off.
Gravengood in his first at-bat got struck out swinging, and here will come the first pitch. Right down the middle, be fouled off for a strike. Count will be 0-1. The Merchants have done a really good job putting the ball there and making them try to hit it, and on the other end, getting down the middle and hitting the ball for at least a foul or to get on base.
Yeah, Scarborough's was sharp in that first inning. Struggled a little bit after sitting a lot going into that second inning. We'll see how he comes out here in this third.
Yeah, that breaking ball got a little bit away from him, and pretty wild pitch. Little floater here, going to get right past Scarborough, picks it up, and gets the out at first.
Nice athletic play that time by the pitcher. He tried to catch that one going off of the mound up the first base side. It hit the ground, kind of bounced right by him. He was able to pick it up and throw off balance over to Cool at first base, and they'll get the first guy here in the inning. So an athletic play by the pitcher.
Yeah, that was a pretty good play there because it was just rolling there, and he spun a little bit, got the ball, and got his balance through it right there and got the out. He didn't have much time between when the ball got to his glove and when he had to throw it to first base. Up now will be Short, and his first one got a line out for the second out in the first inning. Pitch on the way will be fouled up and out of the park for the first strike of his at-bat.
That one popped up the first base side that time. Got it off of the end of the bat. So Scarborough continuing to work that outside part of the plate.
Yeah, Short had a lot of power on that foul ball, but just didn't get the right part of the bat. Then that pitch inside will not get into the box, will be ball 1. Count will be 1-1. Score 10-1, the Merchants here.
Yeah, started him off with a pitch on the outside corner, and then he was able to reach out and get it, trying to back him off the plate by jamming him inside on that 0-1 pitch.
Third pitch there going to be right under the strike zone for a count of 2-1 now. Scarborough really putting the ball in different positions here as this batter's up. He's been putting it on the right side, left side, bottom. Fourth pitch going to be right to the left side of the strike box, and that'll be the second strike, and it'll be 2-2.
Yeah, continues to work a lot of that outside corner. You're trying to stay away from these hitters and not let something hang out over the middle of the plate.
That one they're going to be popped straight up into the foul territory and caught by our first baseman here. That'll be Carroll. Cool.
Yep.
Now at the plate, number 12, Bubba Thompson.
Bubba Thompson up here, the third slot hitter. The Peak are going to be 0 for 2 here. 2 outs right away, score 10-1. Pitch on the way, going to be right down the middle for a strike.
And Thompson grounded out to the third baseman his first time up.
Second pitch going to be a little bit outside. Count's going to be 1-1 now. Scarborough's doing a really good job of not letting anything just stay in there and let him swing right down the middle and hitting it.
Continues to work quick here.
And there's a shot deep left, going to get over the fence there.
That'll be a solo home run for Bubba Thompson. We just mentioned that he hadn't let anything hang out over the plate. That time he did. And Bubba Thompson making him pay, hitting a rope over the left center field fence for the home run. And that'll cut the Merchants' lead here to 10-2. But no real damage done that time, Mason. With 2 outs, nobody on, you're only giving up the 1 run. And when you're up by 9, the 1 run doesn't really hurt you.
I mean, yeah, when it's 10-2 now, you still got those 8 runs to work with. And it might not look good in the stat book, but if you're sitting here looking at the game, it looks not that bad. Arroyo going to be up. Scarborough, first pitch going to be good there. Going to look like the left corner, and that'll be a strike.
Came with the fastball again, working that outside corner. Watching the catcher to see where he sets up here. Goes out there again.
Yeah, again with that foul ball in the first and third base lines, that thing comes in hot, and if you're not watching, could hit you.
Yeah, right over the first base bleachers there, out into the parking lot. There's areas here you don't want to park in either.
Short up, it'll be right up, and the second baseman will get there, and that'll be a fly out.
Little fister off of the fist that time. Got just enough of it to get out of the infield, but drifting back was Tigas to make the catch for the final out of the inning.
Yeah, there'll be 1 run here, and then your Merchants will get 3 outs and no errors. We'll be right back for the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests 1 meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Parker, your score is going to be 10-2 for the Merchants. We will have number 24, Dylan Cool, up to bat. His first time, he got all the way in on a hit by pitch, and second time got to third and stayed on with 2 runners brought in.
A double driving in that second time up.
First pitch going to be way inside and bounces right by the catcher. That'll be first ball.
Cool will be followed by Yasko and Brandenburg. So the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here for the Merchants in their half of the third inning.
That's a good 3-person run there for the Merchants. Second pitch going to be on the way. Right down the middle, but it doesn't look like it's going to be strike.
Misses up and away just a little bit on that one. That strike zone, again, it's a small one. It's a college strike zone.
Yeah, the ump's not being very lenient on what's a strike and what's not. Third pitch. That one will be a strike here. Looks like he was on the bottom corner-ish.
Yeah, just above the knees there on that outside corner to the left-handed hitting Cool.
Cool here going to have a 2-1 count against him. Fourth pitch. Going to be a little low. That'll be the third ball. Count will be 3-1 now. Score 10-2 for the Merchants. Next will be Yusko up to the bat. Bowman took his time, and then that'll be the fourth ball. Walk for Cool.
That's going to bring up Yasko, yep.
Yasko's first time, he got all the way in and got walked, and then second time got walked again, but got left on first.
Still looking for that first hit today, but the on-base percentage perfect at 2 for 2 at 1,000% here today.
Not a very big lead over at first for Cool. Pitch going to be thrown here. That'll be a strike against Yasko. Looked pretty good right down the middle.
Yeah, started that one down the middle and then broke it low and away, but caught the edge of the plate as it broke outside.
Yeah, I couldn't see Cool stealing here at all because you are up eight runs. You don't really need the steal. Second pitch going to be right there also. 2 strikes and no balls now.
Looks like maybe Bowman has found his area there that he's going to try to work, going low and away, especially right now against Yasko.
Third pitch going to be up here. Right there, swung and did not get any piece of it, so that'll be the first out for the Merchants here. Just 3 strikes right in a row.
Yeah, came in with an inside break ball that time and jammed him and just couldn't get the bat around in time. It was kind of late decision to swing on that one as it looked like it was going to be a ball until the last moment.
Yeah, he got 2 outside pitches there in the strike zone, but then the third one just got right up next to him and he didn't know whether to swing or not, and then that late decision made him miss the ball. Bowman's pitch going to come here. Right down the middle, be fouled off in the first base line. Be right next to where the catcher and pitcher are warming up. So that'll be a count of 0-1 now against Brandenburg.
It doesn't look like the Merchants have anybody up down in the bullpen, but the catcher certainly down there all geared up and ready to go.
Brandenburg waiting for the pitch. That one will be outside. Cool is going to take second here, and he will be safe.
Heads up base running that time by Cool as the pitch was low and on the outside edge of the plate, just missed, but Short went and kept it in front of him, but when it bounced out in front of him, Beans Cool was paying attention. He was able to break to second right away and got in well ahead of the throw.
Yeah, I mean, that's good base running, just being aware of what's going on the plate and being able to get there fast enough and get down so you don't get tagged. Bowman's third pitch going to come here. Looking at second. They'll be right down the middle, swing and miss by Brandenburg. Count will be 1-2 now. Runner on second. It looks like the shortstop's going to play a little bit deeper here. Second baseman will be a little bit closer to that bag. Count will be 1-2, as I said. Third pitch, or fourth pitch, excuse me, will be a little bit outside to make the count 2-2 now. It looks like Bowman really likes that bottom left, like to half line of that strike zone, just throwing, letting it break that way and having them either swing at it or watch it kind of float in that direction.
I think they found that that area is where the umpire has given them the strikes. There's a nice swing and a miss.
Yeah, that one was a little low and the swing was just not there on time.
Again, a breaking ball started up in the zone and broke low and away, and a little late on the decision by Brandenburg. It'll be the second out here in the inning.
Scarborough is going to step up to the plate here. Scarborough got an RBI and brought in the first time, and he scored on a second base hit there. He's going to have someone on second here. First pitch going to be on that right corner now. So it looks like when he has a righty hitter, he's going to throw it towards that outside corner, but then when it comes to the lefty hitter, he's going to throw it to their outside corner. So not really giving up anything inside or middle-ish. He's going to make him chase that outside ball. That time he found that corner, and Scarborough did not swing there, so that'll be a 1-1 count. There'll be a runner on second, score 10-2 Merchants. Bowman gonna look at second, throws it. That's gonna be on that outside bottom corner again, but this time he's not gonna sneak into the strike zone.
2 balls and 1 strike the count right now. 2 out, 1 on. As Dylan Cool out at second base.
Bowman's gonna bring the ball in, and it's gonna be in that corner again, but just not sneaking into that strike zone.
Yeah, that strike zone's really, really small, and it's been consistent all game. But there's not much of a box for those pitchers to throw into.
Yeah, you really got to find that spot, and you got to work it hard because there's no room for error with the strike zone. Bowman going to look at second, throw it in. That ball is going to be hit straight up. That's going to be deep in left field, and that'll hit the fence. The runner's going to be brought in, and Scarborough is going to make it to second. That'll be an RBI for Scarborough.
Yeah, did a nice job of hitting there. Took an outside pitch, got the head of the bat on it, and ends up driving it out to the fence. And Cool, with the 2 outs in the inning, broke on the crack of the bat, so he scored easily. And the lead has been extended to 11-2.
Yeah, that ball kind of right as it made contact with the bat, just got up in the air and kept floating shortly.
And that wind right now blowing from right to left, so anything you hit to left field is going to sail just a little bit, and that's what it did there.
Bowman going to take his time here against McBride. Scarborough going to be on second base, getting held on by the second baseman, Barber. Pitch going to come in. That'll be past the third baseman. Scarborough is going to be sent in, and he will score. That'll be another RBI here with 2 outs.
Third RBI of the ballgame now for McBride, a seeing eye single through the shortstop and third baseman gap. Scarborough again comes in to score.
Yeah, first pitch there, he just took it and hit it right past that third baseman, like a foot to his left. Score now 12-2 Merchants. They have 8 hits compared to the Peaks 2.
6th hit given up by Bowman since he came in the first.
Check swing, not going to go all the way around, so that'll be a ball for Carter.
Casey Carter grounded out to third back in the first inning, but did drive in a run, then was hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning.
McBride not going to get a very big lead over at first. That'll be the bottom corner. They're not going to sneak in again. That'll be 2 balls and 0 strikes. Carter not really seen anything he likes here in the first 2 pitches, so he's going to stay right there.
Carroll softball team holding a practice tonight. They've been sitting out in right center field for a really long time, since the first inning, having a meeting.
Ball's going to be high in left field here. Left fielder Arroyo is going to get under it for the 3rd out here. And we will step away between the 3rd and 4th inning here, and you can find us on Carroll Broadcasting Network Sports YouTube channel.
Brunner, Reinhardt, and Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culvers, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Welcome back to Merchants Park. We're here at the top of the 4th. Score going to be 12-2 Merchants. This has been a very good game for the Merchants. Peak just not finding it on the pitching. They're putting it there, and when they put it there, Carroll's just been able to hit it, but it looks like the pitcher Bowman's going to be looking to try to put on the outside here. And then for Scarborough, he's been here this whole time throwing consistently, not getting it like outside very often, putting it there and making them really work for it.
Merchants have come out aggressive here today. Patient at the plate, but aggressive when the ball's in the strike zone. They really made the starter Watts work hard. I mean, they were getting down where they were at 2 strikes. They kept fouling off pitches, and they'd either work out a hit by pitch or a walk. They were able to get that 8 runs in the first inning and have just kind of cruised it since then as we head here to the top of the 4th with that 12-2 lead.
O'Hare here, first time up to bat, was hit by a pitch, and now he's going to take a strike on his first at-bat here. Second pitch, also going to be a strike. Those two are going to be 2 fastballs right down the middle.
O'Hare will be followed by Carter Thomas and Alex Barath, the designated hitter.
Third one going to be a little low there, but you really have room to work when it's 0-2. Now the count will be 1-2 against O'Hare.
Yeah, usually a pitcher tries to get a guy to chase something out of the zone up 0-2. Rarely do they come into the strike zone up 0-2.
That one really far inside, but broke a little bit down.
Yeah, missed his target on that one. They were wanting to set up low and away, and Scarborough that time missing inside on that pitch. That's something that's a mistake you don't want to make. You leave something hanging over the plate, and that's where you get hurt.
Hit here going to be fouled off the first baseline. That was a line drive. O'Hare going to keep the count alive, 2-2. Scarborough going to take a little bit of time here. Not something he usually does, really just gets up and goes. Ball going to be fouled off again, count still 2-2.
And you're starting to see the peak hitters do a little bit more of that. The Merchants guys were fouling off a lot of pitches early in the game. You've started here in the 3rd to see the peak batters doing a little bit more of that as well.
Scarborough's pitch going to be right down the middle, swing and a miss for the strikeout.
Came with the high fastball up and out of the zone, got him to chase one up around the eyes. So that fastball really hard for a hitter to catch up with when it's up around the eyes. It looks big, so it looks like it's going to be easy to hit, but it wasn't, and he gets the strikeout, his 3rd of the ballgame.
Now Thomas is going to be up. He had the first out of the 2nd inning. He flew out to left field. First pitch going to be underway. That one will be low in the strike zone for the first strike of his at-bat.
And give Scarborough a lot of credit. He's working quickly here, but he's not worried about getting a lot of strikeouts. He's only had less than 1 per inning right now on average, but he's trusting his defense, and he's continuing to throw the ball in the strike zone or around the strike zone.
Yeah, you got to trust your defense if you're a pitcher, because if you know that you cannot strike out people at a high level, then you got to trust that your defense is going to back you up. As that pitch goes right across the face of Thomas.
Up and in on that one, and the count runs to 2-1.
1 out here, score 12-2. Scarborough's pitch going to be fouled off right over the home plate. But that'll keep the count alive. 2-2 now.
Defense playing straight up right now with nobody on and 1 out. Speaker deep out in right field.
Pitch going to be underway.
McBride playing deep out in left as well.
That one will be a little outside. Count going to be 3-2 now, full count.
Taylor, well, it used to be Lowe. I don't know what her married name is, but her maiden name Taylor Lowe in the house here tonight.
That's going to get right in the gap between left and center, and Thomas going to go to second.
They've got him if they hold on.
Second baseman Tiggett's going to drop the ball there, but great throw from the outfield to get it there.
Aggressive base running that time by Thomas. Took an outside pitch that was low and away and just got the end of the bat on it, flared it over the shortstop's head out into left center field. He was never going to stop at first. He was digging towards second the whole way, and we're going to get a pitching change here as Ben Berg, the head coach, comes out to chat with his pitcher, and Scarborough going to be done for the day. We'll step away, take a break. We'll come back with your pitching change after this minute timeout here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily, fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Welcome back to Merchants Park. Right after that pitching change, we'll have Noah Dutler stepping up to the mound now.
Dutler, familiar to Merchants fans. He was on the team last season, so a big righty will come in. He's got a really sharp fastball, nice breaking ball as well, and a big, strong guy.
Yeah, he looks like he all around can pitch the ball wherever he wants because he can throw the ball pretty hard, but he can also make it move to a good distance.
Devin Lowe in the house, former Carroll Tiger grad here tonight. Dutler finishing up his warm-up pitches here. Carter Thomas out at second after that double. And my guess is that Coach Berg's got a pitch count on all of these guys and doesn't want to wear out a guy early in the season. It's going to be a long summer, and as we found out, no matter what league the Merchants have been in here in the last 4 or 5 years, that pitching is a premium, especially late in the season. So the last thing you want to do is wear guys out early in the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to pitch them very long because you don't want your pitcher to go out there and throw a higher count of pitches and then not be able to pitch very well later down the road. First pitch going to be there. Check swing is going to get around, and that'll be the first strike against Barrett.
Barrett struck out swinging his first time up back in the second inning. Started him off with a breaking ball that time. Threw a lot of fastballs in his warm-up and then comes out and throws a breaking ball right away on the first pitch in gameplay.
Breaking ball going to get a little bit outside there also. Count could be 1-1 with one out, and that'll be Carter Thomas out on second base. I mean, Dutler's really doing his best to put the ball, like using his breaking balls to put it in the strike zone. First one got there, but the second one just a little bit outside.
Runner goes from third to throw down to third.
Over
Going to
the head
sail.
of the third baseman. It's going to be in left field here, and McBride's not going to throw it into the catcher, Brandenburg.
Yeah, he stolen base that time for Thomas, and then he'll score on the air. There was no chance to get him at home, so no reason to waste that throw. And the count going to run to 2 balls now and 1 strike on the batter, Barrett.
Yeah, Brandenburg might have just lost the grip of the ball there and threw it a little too high, but that error kind of cost him a run. Ball's going to be foul tipped over the head of the catcher here.
And that steal of third really went against Dutler. Dutler was timed well that time by Thomas. He took one peek back the first couple of pitches and then never looked back at him. And that time Thomas realized that. So as soon as he turned his head back to the plate, he stole third on the pitcher.
Ball going to get away from Brandenburg here, but that'll be a 2-2 count now.
Actually, should be 3 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball down in the dirt. They're off on the scoreboard up there.
Merchant's going to be up 12-3, so they got a pretty big gap of leeway. Pitch going to be hit straight to the first baseman. He's going to be able to toss it right back to Dutler for the out.
Yeah, nice job that time by Kuhl, the first baseman. That was a tough play as that one hopped up to him. He fielded it cleanly, and then Dutler over to cover the bag. Waited on him and then made a nice solid flip to him for the second out here in the inning.
Yeah, that's a good play by Dutler just to sprint to the bag, get there, and be able to catch that little flip, get him right out there. As a pitcher, you really got to realize if that ball gets over to the first baseman and he's not fast enough to get there, then you got to really work to get there also, as the ball breaks outside and will be called as a strike.
Isaac short at the plate. He walked his first time up, and as a pitcher, anytime the ball goes to the first baseman, even if he can get to the bag, it's always good to get into that habit of going over.
Breaking ball again, just going to be a little bit outside here.
For any young kids listening to the broadcast or watching here today on our YouTube channel, fundamentally solid just to head over to first anytime the ball is hit to first if you're the pitcher.
High ball here, going to be a little bit out of the strike zone, kind of across the eye line of short. Pitch going to be fouled off behind the first baseline. Count going to be 2-2 now. 2 outs against the Peak.
Merchants' lead has been trimmed to 12-3 here with that one run here in the inning.
Duttler's pitch going to come out, and breaking ball is going to get him swinging for the 3rd out. We will step away from the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Step up to more power and all-around capability with New Holland compact and subcompact tractors from Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City. The Workmaster Utility Series is a tough, practical workhorse providing unmatched comfort and simplicity. The Workmaster Utility Tractor, ready to complete any task with the productivity of the 12x12 powered shuttle transmission and 4-wheel drive. Stop into Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City and see how the New Holland Workmaster tractors are the best utility tractors to help you complete those tasks efficiently.
Welcome back to beautiful Merchants Park, a score of 12-3 here. Next 3 hitters for the Merchants will be Tegas, Speaker, and Alt. During that timeout there, we watched a cow and a pig race. Pretty interesting little thing between the inning.
Yeah, they had some corn out there in right field, and those two raced up there to see who could get there the fastest. I don't know who was dressed up in the 2 outfits, or the 3 outfits actually.
On the mound will be Bowman again.
Yeah, he came in the first, and probably a starter for them, so might have been the guy they were going to start their next game, but they needed him in the first inning, so I had to put him in there right away.
Yeah, the Merchants jumped out to that big lead, 8-0 right away in that first inning, and then really just have kept that lead very open.
Yeah, Merchants have scored in every inning here, getting 8 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 more in the third. For the Peak, they scored a run in the second, a run in the third, and a run in the fourth.
Tegas up to bat, facing Bowman. Pitch going to come across, will be inside, but for the strike. Tegas had an RBI in both of the at-bats he's had, but one of them was a fly or a ground out to the shortstop. First one's going to get him on base. Hit here going to be between the second and first baseman and right into right field, and he will get on the base.
So a CNI single out to right field that time. Nice piece of hitting by Tegas. An outside pitch just went with it and hit it strong enough to get it right through the gap.
Speaker's been on base both times in the third inning, or second inning. He got on first with an RBI.
Walked and scored in the first and singled, driving in a run in the second. Or in the second.
Bowman going to throw it to first. Tegas going to get back to the bag in time, but that's the first pickoff move we've seen from Bowman or Watts of the Peak. Merchants haven't really had that big of a lead for either pitchers to try to throw him out at first or second or third.
Yeah, O'Hare holding the runner on. Not much of a lead right now for Tegas over at first base.
Pitch going to be in there, going to be in that corner that Bowman likes to throw to, and that'll be a strike. As we stated before, though, Bowman really likes to work that outside corner. As you could see on that pitch there, he came to that outside corner again, got the ball into the strike zone. That one going to be low, going to steal second. Tigas will get there. Throw just a little bit off, kind of bounced off the glove of Short.
Now that pitch down in the dirt, and Short slid over in front of it and ended up keeping it in front of him. But again, aggressive on the base pass. The Merchants watching that pitch, and as soon as they knew that Short didn't scoop that one, they took off and able to steal second.
Pitch going to be in that corner again, but just a little bit out of the strike zone. Count going to be 2-1 now.
Now low and away on that pitch is Bowman continuing to try and work that low outside part. But the Merchants with a runner in scoring position here in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
Bowman really likes to take his time when he's up on the mound. Kind of think about and look at what the situation's going to be and where he wants to put the ball. Bottom corner again, not going to get in the strike zone. And we will have Short come up to talk to Bowman.
Yeah, maybe crossed up a little bit again, or maybe see something on the release that he's missing. It's got to be tough on both the pitchers and catchers. These guys maybe have not practiced together yet. Now, a lot of these teams just coming together, maybe have had one practice or two practices. So catchers trying to learn these pitchers as they're pitching in the game. And as a catcher, you really want to know and kind of understand the guy that's out on the hill and what makes him tick. But it's hard early in the season, especially here in the mixed league.
Yeah, as I stated before, the pitcher and the catcher really have to have that relationship, knowing what pitches work for them, where to put the ball, and really trust the catcher as a pitcher. Bowman going to throw it right down the middle, but it looks to be a little high, and that'll be a walk for Speaker.
Sixth walk given up for peak pitching here in the ballgame. They go with 3 hit by pitches with that, so 9 extra base runners for the Merchants here in the game, and that's going to bring up the top of the order.
Alt will be back up to hit.
And we're going to get a conference out on the mound right now, and you wonder if that's going to be it for Bowman early in the season again. They've got 2 guys down warming up in the bullpen right now, and we'll see if they're going to go to the bullpen. They are. Actually, I think what they're telling them is to speed up how quickly they're warming up down there. As I saw the coach, he wasn't calling for somebody the way it looked, but he was giving that roll of the finger of let's hurry up, let's get guys warmed up here. So he wants to make a change, just doesn't look like maybe right now he's got somebody ready in the bullpen.
Yeah, Coach Willis came out and he, as Jeff said, kind of motioned to get them to warm up a little quicker, but that'll be the 3rd pitcher of the game to come in for the peak when they are ready to put a new pitcher in for Bowman.
So Bowman will stay in for the peak right now. They've got that opportunity here to turn a double play with runners in first and second and nobody out. So, but Alt runs well, so going to be tough to double him up, especially coming from the left side of the batter's box.
That'd be an ideal situation to get a double play here, because when you're down 12-3, you really can't afford to give up a walk or even just like get anyone in scoring position, at least on third base. But Bowman really going to look to work the outside corner again here, look for a strikeout, or worst case scenario, getting out at first or second. Throw over second, not going to get there. So that will advance both runners. That'll be Tigas and Speaker advancing to third and second.
Yeah, both guys took off, stole that one to get on Bowman, the pitcher, and got great breaks. And instead of trying to throw to third, they ended up going out to second to try and get the back runner. And Speaker too quick, able to beat that throw. So now 2 guys in scoring position with a 1-0 count on Alt.
Bowman going to take his time, looking to the third baseman, Thompson. That'll be a lower strike here. Count going to be 1-1 against Alt. Over at third, Thompson's not holding Tigas on very closely, but still holding him on enough not to send him home. Short one going to be fielded here and thrown to first. That's going to be an out, but Alt's going to bring in a run.
RBI ground out to the second baseman that time, Barber. Coming in to score is going to be Tigas on the play. Speaker will move down to third. So really good piece of hitting that time by Michael Alt. Hit the ball behind both of the runners. That scored the run easily and moved the other runner. So he gave himself up. It's not a sacrifice, but gave himself up to drive in the run.
Cool, going to be up. That'll be right down the middle. First pitch will be a strike for Bowman.
Cool today has been hit by a pitch in the first and scored. Double driving in, 2 runs in his second time up in the first. Then walked and scored with a stolen base back in the third.
Bowman's pitch. That's going to get past the third baseman, and he will bring in a run. Cool's going to make it to second here. That one got right past the third baseman and then snuck out of that line. So our left fielder, Arroyo, couldn't get to it.
And a great piece of hitting. Took an inside fastball and kept the hands in and poked that ball right off of the fist and hit it hard enough right down the third base line as Mason said, just down the line enough that Arroyo, the third baseman, couldn't get to it. With a runner at third, that scored the run easy, and the Merchants have extended the lead to 14-3. We're going to get a pitching change, Mason. We'll step away for a minute.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Welcome back to Merchants Park, where the score will be 14-3. Merchants, the Peak will bring in new pitcher, Jeter Doc Fulbright. He'll be a right-handed pitcher. Looks like he's throwing pretty good on the mound, pretty comfortable, but he has a very large deficit to try to battle back from.
Just 2 2/3 for Bowman here today as the Peak continue to struggle out on the hill. So they're going to go with their third pitcher of the day here. We're only in the bottom half of the fourth inning. The Merchants again with 8 runs in the first. They've scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third. They've already got 2 here in the fourth. We've got 2 outs here in the inning, actually just 1 out here in the inning, and the batter will be Yasko, the shortstop. And Yasko is still looking for his first hit, Mason, but has been on base twice today. He's walked twice, both of those coming in the first inning. Ended up scoring one of those times.
Number 15,
Yasko going to step up here against Fulbright. Fulbright's going to have a runner on second here. That'll be Cool. Cool going to have a decent lead. Pitch going to get in there. Scooped up by the shortstop, and he will not make the throw in time, so that'll put Yasko on first.
How was it?
First pitch there, just going to get right down the middle, and he put that in a good spot and just couldn't make the play there for the shortstop.
Yeah, Graven good, the shortstop that time, fielded that one in the grass and had a long throw to be able to get that one. Wasn't able to really step into it, and Yasko down the line just well enough. Ends up picking up his first hit of the ball game and the 10th hit of the ball game for the Merchants.
Yeah, they got double-digit scoring and double-digit hits now, so it's a pretty good game for the Merchants. Ball going to be outside there. That'll be a 1-0 count. Brandenburg had a strikeout in the first inning, also with a hit by pitch, and he will come up for his third at-bat of the game. Pitch going to get there. Breaking ball is going to go right through the zone. That'll be 1-1 now.
Yeah, Brandenburg hit by a pitch and scored his first time up, then struck out to end the first inning, struck out again in the third inning, so still looking for that first hit here of the ballgame. Got a chance to do some more damage here with runners at first and second and 1 out. Double play ball up the middle.
The double play will get there to end the inning.
6U63 is how you write that one in your book. 6 unassisted out at second base as Graven Good fields that one up the middle, then throws out the runner over at first. So the Merchants' threat comes to an end here in the fourth. They do pick up 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on 3 hits. There was no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base.
We will step away for the half of the inning here with the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network YouTube channel.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Step up to more power and all-around capability with New Holland compact and subcompact tractors from Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City. The Workmaster Utility Series is a tough, practical workhorse providing unmatched comfort and simplicity. The Workmaster Utility Tractor, ready to complete any task with the productivity of the 12x12 powered shuttle transmission and 4-wheel drive. Stop into Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City to see how the New Holland Workmaster tractors are the best utility tractors to help you complete those tasks efficiently.
Welcome back to Merchants Park, where the score will be 14-3 Merchants. Our next 3 hitters for the Peak are going to be Barber, Graven Good, and Shorts. That'll be our 9, 1, and 2. Duttler will be on the mound for his 2nd inning of the game now. Duttler had a pretty good inning his last inning, but we'll see how that will come in the 5th.
Scarborough unofficially here in the game. Went 3 1/3, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs. 1 of those were earned. He did walk 1, struck out 4, and hit 1.
Duttler's pitch, gonna hit him right on the first pitch. So Barber will advance to first off the hit by pitch.
2nd hit by pitch of the ball game for Merchants pitching here today. And we're going to see that early, hopefully, as the season goes on. Like I said, some of these guys' college seasons have maybe been over for a couple of weeks, and they didn't really get a lot of practice time. For some of these guys, like Watts, I was surprised, struggled a little bit on the hill here today. Creighton had just wrapped up their season here within the last week or so.
Yeah, Duttler's going to take his time here. On first will be Barber. And then up to bat will be Graven Good. Graven Good had a strikeout in the 1st and then gotten out on the 3rd inning also.
Yeah, grounded out to the pitcher back in the 3rd inning.
Duttler going to go to the home plate, and that will be just a little bit inside. Graven Good's count going to be 1-0, 0 outs right now. But a huge deficit for the Peak to come back from. That 2nd pitch going to be outside now, so he's gone from one end to the other end, and that'll be 2-0 as the count.
Yeah, Merchants have done a nice job since scoring that 8 in the 1st inning, Mason. They haven't let up. They haven't had another 8-run inning, and that's pretty unimaginable that they would probably do that, but scoring at least 2 runs in every other inning.
Steal here by Barber's going to get there, and he will be safe on 2nd.
Stole that one on Duttler, but right now, if you're the Merchant pitching, you don't really worry about the guys out on the base paths right now. Everything you want to do is just get the guy out at the plate because that's the most important guy you're facing at the moment. Those runners out at base aren't really hurting you in this situation.
Yeah, unless they steal home, then you try to get him out, but yeah, he's all the way out at 2nd, and you're up 11 runs, so it's not really the biggest priority to look for. Last pitch by Duttler will be a strike, so now it'll be 3-1 count. Duttler going to look back here, no one holding on. Swing and a miss will bring the count to a full count, 3-2.
Nice way of battling back after falling behind 3 balls and no strikes. He's come back with 2 straight pitches in the zone, and that time Graven Good not able to catch up with the high fastball.
Yeah, now you just kind of look to put it into the zone and make him work for it, but full count, gonna look to ground a short, and that'll be Yasko going to overthrow first, and he will have Barber bring in a run.
Barber going to come in to score on the throwing error that time on the shortstop, and moving up to second is going to be a Gravengood. So that time Yasko fielded that one on the run. It was a little hit off at the end of the bat, poked out towards the shortstop. He was ranging towards third, scooped and threw it on the run. Now, as a first baseman, cool, you want to scoop, yes, but in this situation, you're probably better just coming off of the bag and knocking that ball down, because that would have kept a runner at third and a runner at first. You'd have still had a chance of the double play, but he tried to scoop one that was kind of out of his reach, and that got the ball to the fence.
Yeah, first pitch here going to be a foul, but as Jeff was saying, that between the first base and the foul, like that fence over there, there's a lot of room where you're going to have to run if that ball gets overthrown. So first baseman O'Hare is going to have to run from there all the way over, or first baseman Cool, excuse me, is going to have to run from first base like at least a good like 30-40 feet to get there. That ball going to be foul far over there. And that'll be McBride that gets, McBride dropped it, but barely dropped it, almost had it.
Yeah, great hustle that time by McBride, almost making a diving catch. He was almost on the dirt in foul territory down the left field side, but got a good break on that one, saw it off the bat well. That was just a long run for him, but almost made a terrific catch. Now, the one good thing about that, with that diving attempt, if he'd have caught that, it would have been the first out here in the inning, but Gravengood had tagged up and would have come to third. With him not holding on to that, Gravengood has to head back to second.
Yeah, he had the speed to get there, but Gravengood would have also had the speed to make it to third, so 0-2 now. And that one's going to get a little bit away, so it'll be 1-2. But you still got the room to kind of work with the pitch at 1-2. Duttler can really do what he wants here. He's not even going to look back at second base. Now he does, but he's going to advance home, and that one will get into center field, drops. Runner's not going to be motioned home. Ball's going to get into the infield, and that one will be stopped at the pitcher's mound by
Cool, the first baseman. And a nice job that time by Alt, the center fielder. Read that one off of the bat. It was a line drive at him. There was no way he was going to be able to catch it, but he took it off the one hop and got it back into the cutoff man. That held the runner at third base. If he'd have lollygagged to that one, then a run would have scored, but he got to that one in a hurry, and that kept runners on the corner. Still nobody out here in the top of the fifth inning.
Yeah, now Duttler's got a runner on first and third to worry about. Pitch going to go into that far corner, going to get out of the strike zone.
Bubba Thompson here today is grounded out to third in the first inning, and then ended up having a solo home run out to left center field in the third, his last time up.
Yeah, that was a good job by Alt, though, to get to the ball and not really allow Gravengood to turn that corner and get to home.
1-0 pitch missed outside, and the count runs now to 2 balls and no strikes on Thompson. It looks like Duttler maybe trying to be careful with him, doesn't want to give up something in the middle of the plate, because all of a sudden you could have a 14-7 ball game.
Steal at second, the throw's not going to go there. He kind of pump faked that one to see if Gravengood would jump and come home. That was good base running and base knowledge by Gravengood, though, not to jump right away and go straight home.
2 balls and 1 strike, the count.
Pitch will be outside. Catcher Brandenburg tried to frame that one in the middle, but just didn't get it.
So Gravengood at third, short right now out at second base.
Pitch will be fouled straight back, and that'll be 3-2 full count now for Thompson.
Came with the fastball. Thompson out in front of that one a little bit, just got it off of the end of the bat. Ben Berg, the head coach for the Merchants, comes out to pick that one up. He'll walk it back to the dugout. Ben, of course, a great player at Kemper and out at Concordia as well.
Almost the same exact pitch there. Threw it right down there, and then just a little bit out in front of that would be Thompson. Fouled it straight back again.
Ben getting his exercise as he runs out to pick that one up as well. Years ago, they used to have ball boys here at beautiful Merchants Park, but with insurance concerns, they can't have little young guys or gals out running around trying to pick up foul balls anymore in the field of play.
I was one of those ball boys.
Was you really?
Yeah. That one's going to be straight up into center field. Second baseman Tegas is going to get back there to get that and throw it straight home, so Gravengood could not advance to home.
Yeah, nice job that time by Tegas on a ball shallow out in the shallow center field, drifted back and got behind the ball, and as soon as he made the catch, was able to make that throw in and made a good throw. That keeps Gravengood over at third.
Arroyo will step up to the plate now.
Now batting number 21.
He was the third out in the third inning, but in the second inning got on base and got all the way home.
Yeah, singled back in the second inning, scored on a wild pitch, then popped up to the second baseman in the third inning.
That ball will break right into the middle and be the first strike against Arroyo.
Started that breaking ball inside, broke it back across the middle of the plate.
Detler going to take his time looking at third here. Pitch is going to be just a little high of the strike zone for a 1-1 count.
Mark Fieldmeyer would love this strike zone. It pretty much is about a 4x4 box right now.
Detler's pitch just going to sink below the strike zone barely for a count of 2-1 now.
Merchants lead it here by a score of 14-4. Again, they've put 10 hits on the board. Peak got the offense going a little bit here in the last few innings. They've put 4 hits on the board.
Detler's pitch is going to sink right into the strike zone for a count of 2-2 now. He's really got his first pitch into the strike zone, had 2 balls that kind of floated out and then brought it right back for the fourth one.
Yeah, came up and in on that one, caught the inside corner right around the belt.
This one's going to go right to the second baseman. He'll fumble a little bit, Tegas, and makes the throw to Cool. That'll be the second out, but that'll bring a run in for the Peak.
Gravengood comes in to score on third, and RBI for Arroyo.
Yeah, Jeff, I do remember, though, I did do the ball boy for the Merchants one time. It was pretty scary when you're out there with just a helmet trying to go out there. But,
how old were you? Do you remember?
I couldn't be older than like 10 to 12 range, kind of.
Okay.
But, yeah, you just got a helmet and you're out there running out to get bats and stuff.
So Declan O'Hare will step in. We're going to try to get Laura Sweeney up here on the headsets at some point in the game. She's down working for the Merchants right now as an intern. We're going to let her tell you what she's doing with their social media stuff, but we'll see if she has the time to come and chat with us. I texted her before the game. Laura, of course, a former Carroll High grad, was an outstanding volleyball and basketball player in her day.
Detler's pitch will be low this time.
And you said she came and talked to Tiger Vision here the other day?
Yeah, I think it was just within the last week or two she came and talked to us about what she was going to be doing with the Merchants. So I do know a little bit of what she's doing, but it is good for everyone on the broadcast to hear also. That one going to be a fastball, and just behind that one will be O'Hare.
Katie Hawkamp in the house here tonight. Of course, Katie, Tom Hawkamp's wife, the better half. And, you know.
That ball is going to float right into the strike zone, and that'll be the third out of the inning. Be 2 runs for the Peak, and there will be no errors, and there will be 1 left on base.
14-5 right now in favor of the Merchants. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning in 1 minute here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Bruner, Reinhardt, and Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culvers, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Welcome back to Merchants Park. The score going to be 14-5 in favor of the Merchants. Our next batters up will be McBride, Carter, and Tegas, I believe.
Yeah, for the Merchants, Scarborough, McBride, and Carter, are going to be the hitters.
Yeah, I was just one behind on that one.
Yep.
But Scarborough doing really good in this game. Came out and pitched for the first couple innings, doing very good. And then hitting, he has at least 2 RBIs and has been on base every single time.
I want to give a shout out to Jeff Honnold, who's in the house here today, walking around acting like he's important for the Merchants, but he'll help Mason with the broadcast coming up tomorrow night. He just texted and asked if I needed anything. I told him something that I know he has no control of.
First pitch going to be low here for Fulbright.
So Scarborough again walked it driving in a run in the first, came around to score, then doubled and scored in the second, and it doubled it driving in a run and scored in the third. So he had a really good day at the plate here today.
First 2 pitches are going to be very low, so he will have a count of 2-0.
What's that?
Scarborough at the plate, count of 2-0, score 14-5. Fulbright going to bring it home. Scarborough's going to hit one, and that'll bounce right by O'Hare, and Scarborough makes the first.
Sorry, I had a gentleman next to me here asking the question about where Scarborough is playing. He came in as the pitcher DH, so he is filling in the DH role, so he's hitting where Duttler would be in the lineup when Duttler came in to hit for him.
McBride up to bat now. He had a 2 RBI in the first inning, and then he grounded out to the shortstop in the second.
So he's 2 for 3 here today. A couple of singles, 2 RBI, and a run scored. Actually has 3 RBI.
That pitch going to float very close to the strike zone, but not make it directly in.
11 hits on the day here for the Merchants, whose bats seem to be in really good shape here today.
Pitch will come, fouled straight back, and that'll be 1-1 against McBride. But yeah, as Jeff was saying, the bats are in really good shape. Score of 14-5, and they have 11 hits. At the start of the game, they had, I think, 0 hits and 3 runs on the board.
Yeah,
but now they're really catching up with the hits.
Runner goes, and now they're going to would have had him with a good throw there at Mason, but the ball going to get thrown out into center field. And right now, the Peak look like they're almost kind of going through the motions a little bit.
Yeah, that one just got a little bit away from Barber, but now going from Scarborough on first to putting him on third, and a good hit here is going to bring Scarborough in.
Now, Scarborough took off before there was even a pitch, and they had him. He was only about 3/4 of the way to second, but the throw was well on the second base side, and Barber not able to glove that one and make the tag. It skipped off his glove out to center field, and that allowed Scarborough to move down to third.
Duttler's pitch going to be low and away. Now it's going to be 2-1.
And Isaac Short behind the plate has had a really, really long day. This is the kind of day as a catcher that you don't enjoy it. It's really difficult when you've got this many batters that you've faced and this many pitches in the dirt, and it just makes a long day for the guy back behind the plate.
That one going to be low and away again, also 3-1 now. But as Jeff was saying, yeah, it gets really hot in that catcher's gear. And then when you're constantly moving to get the pitch, constantly standing up to make sure runners don't get brought in, it gets really tiring. So I know his body's going to be worn out when he goes home tonight. That one going to be low, and he will walk McBride and bring up Carter.
7th walk issued here today by Peak pitching. That goes along with the 3 hit by pitches. So they've had 10 extra base runners for the Merchants here today. What's Carter done at the plate here today so far, Mason?
Carter's going to be the first time he grounded out to the third baseman, but Brian a RBI. And then second time he was hit by the pitch in the second inning and got all the way home. And third time he flew out to the third baseman for the third out of the third inning. That one gonna be a foul ball straight back here.
Runner over at first, McBride not taking a very big lead, so Merchants may not be as aggressive here on the base pass all of a sudden.
Carter's gonna have a 1-1 count, score 14-5. But yeah, Scarborough on third over there. You got runners at first and third in the corners. So I could assume that McBride may take off sometime in the future. That one gonna go right through the middle. Could be a double play, but an error as the shortstop, Gravengood, just couldn't get his glove around that ball.
Yeah, tried to make the flip before, fielding the ball, and an RBI for Carter as great as Scarborough, was going to come in to score anyway. But second error here in the inning for this Peak Ball Club, and you can see even as college age guys that when you start to sense the game slipping away, that sometimes the focus starts to lag a little bit, and this has been a long ball game. We're almost 2.5 hours into this game, and we're only in the bottom half of the fifth inning.
Yeah, it gets really tiring sitting out there in the sun and having these plays going. So I think his focus just slipped a little bit there, tried to make the play too quick and just couldn't get the ball into his glove.
Runners on first and second right now for the Merchant. You got McBride at second, Carter on over at first.
That pitch going to be hit straight up, going to be right to Barber, and he'll just grab that nicely. That one just looked like it didn't get the full end of the bat, like didn't get right in the middle of it and just popped straight up.
Yeah, got that one off of the edge of the bat that time. A lot of times a pitcher will try and jam a hitter and get it off the fist. That one, it came off of the end of the bat, so still didn't get the meat of the bat out on it.
That'll be the first out against the Merchants. Speaker will come up to bat. That one's going to get in the strike zone for the first strike against Speaker. But I think for Coach Berg, you can't really complain with what's going on today. 15-5, 11 hits, and only one error, and it's not even close to the end of the game yet. So I think Coach Berg, at the end of the game, as it's going right now, should be pretty happy.
Yeah, the fact that you've scored in every inning, and we're in the fifth, and you've literally scored at least 2 runs in every inning except for this, and you've already got the 1 run here. Got to be really happy with the way your team has played. Now, not going to be happy probably with the 1 error, but that 1 error here in the first game of the year probably not going to bother you too much.
Yeah, and then they got to come back home tomorrow and play another game, which that momentum should carry them and try to at least give them that edge tomorrow to try to win again.
Yeah, they host Chillicothe at 6:30 tomorrow night, and Mason will have the broadcast. Jeff Honnold will join him when he gets back to town. He's going to be out of town tomorrow, so he'll have to hustle his way back to town.
Pitch going to be right on the edge of that strike zone, and that'll be a strikeout looking for Speaker.
Fulbright picks up his first strikeout here in the ballgame, just the 4th for Peak pitching here today. And I think if you're Speaker, you're frustrated on that one, because I don't know if that strike's been called all day.
Yeah, the strike zone's very little, and that one looked like it was a tiny bit outside, but the umpire call is going to stand, so we'll have Alt step up to the batter's box. That one looks like it floated a little low there, and that'll be a ball 1 for Alt.
Alt here grounded out to the shortstop to lead off the bottom of the first, came back up in the first, single driving in a run and scored. Then he grounded out to second in the second, grounded out to second in the fourth, but also drove in a run. So he's got a couple RBI here. He's got a chance for another one here with runners at first and second, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, 1-1 count, 2 outs, and Alt's just going to either probably play it safe because they're up 10, but try to get the ball into play. Fulbright's pitch going to come home, and that'll be right down the middle for the second strike. That'll be 1-2 count with runners on first and second. Those 2 runners are going to be Carter and McBride. Pitch going to come home. That one's going to get up in the air, and that'll be dropped right between the center fielder and the right fielder. That'll bring McBride home, and that'll bring Carter to third base.
Second base hit of the ball game for Alt. Took an inside pitch and fought it off of the fist. McBride breaking on the play with it. 2 outs, able to score. Moving down to third on the play is going to be Carter. And the lead is back to 11 now at 16 at 2-5.
Cool will walk his way up to the batter's box with our catcher Short coming out across the plate.
And this is where errors come back to kill you. The Peak should have been out of this inning. 2 errors already. They should have been out of this inning with no runs scored. But now the Merchants with 2 runs here in the inning. And runners is still on the corners here with 2 outs.
Yeah, an impressive day from the Merchants today. They only have 1 error, and they're still working very well as a cohesive unit and a great team. That one's going to be in that corner there for Cool. Didn't want to swing on that one, but with a 16-5 lead, I wouldn't blame him for not swinging on something outside.
It looks like Laura Sweeney making her way up here. I'll go ahead and grab an interview with her instead of taking a break here at the half of an inning. So she's sitting next to Mason. I'll just have him hand his headsets over to her when we go to the break. So we'll get you in the half an inning.
Yeah, Fulbright there tried to pick him off at first. Good thing he got the ball straight there, because if that goes over the head or low, that's at least a run in and maybe another runner on third. That one going to be low and outside. So that'll be a 1-1 count against Cool. The Merchants are going to have 12 hits compared to Peak's 4, so really good day up at the plate for the Merchants.
Yeah, solid all-around game here for the Merchants today, hitting, defensively, and pitching. So they should be really pleased with all aspects of the game.
That one's going to be popped straight
Could be
up.
trouble. And that's going to drop in.
That's going to bring at least 1 run in, and that'll advance runners to second and third.
A little flare down the first base side, and again, Cool just getting that one right off of the end of the bat, and it just drifted over the third baseman Arroyo's head, and he dove for it running down the line but couldn't get up to it. So runners were going with it, 2 outs, and coming in to score was going to be Scarborough, and then, McBride. Carter moves from first to third on the play. And that's going to bring up now Yasko.
Yeah, that one was surprisingly, you had 3 people there, and only one of them dove and just was right out of the reach. So that brought a runner in and advanced 2 of them. Fulbright's pitch going to go across the plate and not get exactly in the strike zone, a little bit away.
Yeah, well out into the left-handed batter's box, and Isaac Short, who's had an incredibly busy day back behind the plate, it didn't slide out and got that, had to kind of dive out and able to glove that one. That kept a runner from coming in to score. Runners at second and third.
Yeah, as Jeff was saying earlier, they should have been out of the inning at least a little bit ago. But now, second baseman Barber is going to throw that to O'Hare and take him out of the inning. That'll be 2 errors this inning, 3 runs for the Merchants, and be... How many hits, Jeff? I couldn't tell.
Looks like it's going to be 3 hits in the inning.
3 hits, okay. We'll step away for just a second here.
We're just going to go ahead and hand your headsets over to Laura Sweeney, and she'll have her join us. And we'll get Laura to slide that headset on. And Laura, good to have you back on a headset again. How are you?
Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Congratulations on working for the Merchants this summer. Tell us, how did you land this opportunity with the Merchants?
Well, I was working for Iowa State at one of their home basketball games, doing my marketing gig down there, and Jim Allen came up and kind of scared me a little bit. He's like, "What are you doing this summer?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. What do you have in store for me?" So that's kind of how I got here. Yeah.
So does this kind of translate a lot with what you're doing with Iowa State as well? Is it very similar to what you're doing with the Cyclones?
Yeah, a ton. Yeah, everything from the game scripts and the social media and the little marketing activities, it's really similar. It's the same. It's just like downsized a little bit, honestly, here. And yeah.
So what's the responsibilities of Laura Sweeney this summer with the Carroll Merchants?
So this summer, I feel like the main thing that I'm going to be focusing on, because it is kind of a cookie cutter position, is more of the social media, hopefully. Really, helping out their Instagram and their Facebook, all the stories and the posts that go in it, so we can get more people here. Social media is going kind of crazy, as we all know. So just trying to help them out with that, and then go ahead and give them whatever activities I have for the, marketing side of things to get people and fans engaged and, get a target audience out here. And yeah, I feel like that's kind of my role, but mostly social media, I would say, but kind of help out with the marketing activities and whatever else they really need me to do.
So we've noticed as there's a fly ball out to center field to start the sixth, and a sliding catch by Alt on a play by ball off of the bat of Thomas for the first out. We've really realized with the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network, our Instagram just gets a ton of attention. Is that what you've noticed with the Merchants so far?
Yeah, well, right now, I think your Facebook, or the Merchant Facebook page is definitely bigger, but I think it's because of the crowd that you have. But Instagram is definitely more popular nowadays. People are using stories and posts, and it's just a more elevated and new platform that people really like, and I think could be really big. The more people that get on it and learn about it, and yeah, it is really big. It's kind of popping off right now.
Alex Bareth will step in. He is 0 for 2 here today. Strikeout, swing in, a ground out to the first baseman. So going to have you tell us here in a second as there's a base hit out to left field. What kind of are you doing with each of the different social medias? So for Facebook, what are you doing for Facebook with the Merchants?
Yeah, so for Facebook, I'm posting a lot of graphics, and on Facebook you can really post everything and anything. So I'm posting a lot of informational posts. When are the games, what time, who's our sponsor of the game. I'll post some player highlights, and then also kind of throw in some fun content. And then on Instagram, that's where I'll do more of the fun content, the real live pictures that Bernie Coffrin is taking for us. All of our in-game stories are hopefully, I've been putting them on both, during the game. So any action shots or, fan crowds or whatever's going on, putting that on there. And then maybe if we get to it, maybe I'll throw in TikTok. We'll see. I'm going to start with Instagram Reels because those are really big right now, but kind of got to get to know the players and, get their personalities out there a little bit. People really like to see that. So
absolutely. And little video clips of action is probably going to be huge for you guys,
yes,
I imagine.
Yeah, yep, for sure. And the Instagram stories especially.
So how does everybody find this stuff? What do they search when they go to Facebook? What do they search when they go to Instagram?
Okay, so you're going to search Carroll Merchants when you look on Instagram, and then also Carroll Merchants. I think Carroll Merchant Baseball when you go on Facebook as well. So yeah, I think that's
So one last question for you, then we'll let you get back to work because we're trying to get it where you can get a little break here because you've been running all over the place. Tell us what you all did for Iowa State and how you landed in that role. I know I was at a game earlier this year and got a chance to see you, and I forget Mallory Bating was there. Who else was all running around with you?
Mallory Bating, Lauren Snyder, Carly Ashinger now isn't a student, but she's actually an associate, a marketing associate there for the athletics program. So there's 4 of us Carroll people down there, and I'm sure there will be more that run through. But I landed my position last spring. I interviewed for it. It's the athletics marketing team. I'm an intern, and I actually, landed that, and then actually transitioned this summer to a social media intern with Mallory. So rather than doing all the in-game activities and getting fans to do stuff, I'm, focusing more on social media. So I'll do that over the summer, and then going into the fall, I'll really focus on football and men's basketball and women's basketball. So
when you graduate, I might be able to ask you questions about some of this technology stuff I'm having to work with, right? Well, Laura, I appreciate you joining us, and have a great summer working for the Merchants.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you here.
You bet. Laura Sweeney again joining us. We're going to get Mason Nealon back on the headsets. We just had a 2-run home run here a moment ago off of the bat of Isaac Short, and that was after a single by Alex Bareth. So all of a sudden, it's still a 10-run game, but this thing far from being over, Mason, as Isaac Short hit a shot over the left center field fence.
Yeah, I didn't have the headset on, but I had the opportunity to look down, and that just got right in the meat of the bat. It goes right over the left center fence, and now it looks like the lead's going to cut down to 10, which still is a big gap, but a lot closer than what it was.
1-1 pitch to Weston. Barber called a strike on the low outside corner, and the count runs to 1-2. Number 9 guy in the lineup here for the Peak here in this top of the 6th inning.
That one going to be outside, but Duttler's really got a 2-2 count here. Doesn't have to worry that much because of the score, but he can really try to do some new things with what he's trying to work on. Maybe if he didn't have as much practice, he can work on some of the stuff right now in game against a live hitter. That one's going to be popped up, and it'll drop between our shortstop Yasko and McBride in left field, and that'll get Barber on base.
Yeah, Flair again off at the end of the bat. All of these pitchers today for both teams really trying to work that outside part of the plate. And what we've seen a lot of today is just little flares that are coming off at the end of the bat. And that one might have got in the wind enough. Yasko, the shortstop, was drifting back and just couldn't quite catch up to it. And then I was trying to think who the left fielder was. You got the book McBride coming in, just not able to quite get to it.
Yeah, that's where communication also does work, where if that was a little bit further and both of them are going for it, you got to communicate as a left fielder and a shortstop to say, hey, this is my ball, hey, you got it, something like that.
Yeah, left fielder really on a play that deep that he's got to be calling off the shortstop because it's an easier play for him coming in than the shortstop trying to go out and read the ball over his head. But he tried to get there, just couldn't quite catch up to it as the first pitch fouled back and out of play by Cade Gravengood. So the top of the order up now here in the sixth for the Peak.
Has been a pretty long game today, Jeff. A lot of runs on the board. A lot of moving. Both teams probably going to be a little tired after the game today. I know at least the Merchants have another game right at home today, and I think a game on Wednesday away. So they're going to have to really stretch it out, drink a lot of water or Gatorade or something to get their bodies back in motion.
And I'm sure the host families will do a nice job of taking care of them. So, yeah, I've got work to do at home tonight as well for the radio station yet. So 2.5 hours into this one, we're still in the sixth inning. Hopefully I can get home at a reasonable time to get my work done. That's going to be a double play ball. Great play over at first base by Cool as he catches the line drive, and then it tags out the runner Barber over at first base. So an L3-3U double play to end the threat here in the top half of the sixth inning. 2 runs on it, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Peak in the top of the sixth. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth, 17-7 in favor of the Merchants back in 1 minute here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Welcome back to a beautiful Merchants Park. 17-7 our score for the Merchants, and I was just informed by Jeff that there is a 10-run rule after the 7th, correct?
Yes. And hopefully we didn't. We're not on the radio here today. Hopefully we didn't just throw out the radio jinx, because anytime you say something like that on the radio, it doesn't happen. So hopefully we just didn't throw out a radio jinx. But yeah, so right now the Merchants up 10 as we head here to the bottom half of the sixth inning. So realistically, they need to score a run or two here, get a little bit of a cushion, and then maybe hold on there in the top half of the seventh inning.
Yeah, Brandon Berg's going to step up in the 4 slot, and you really expect your 4 slot hitter to do very good as he gets this one right between the center fielder and the right fielder. So that is first pitch. You can't really ask for more. First pitch just hits it, gets on base, and now you're going to get your 5 slot for Scarborough, who is also a very excellent hitter.
Yeah, Brandon Berg was hit by a pitch and scored in the first, struck out in the first, and then struck out again in the third, then grounded into a 6U 6-3 double play back in the fourth. So just picked up his first hit of the day. He's had a nice day at the plate besides those 2 strikeouts. But here's been a guy that has swung the bat really, really well. Scarborough walked and scored, driving in a run in the first, then doubled and scored in the second, doubled driving in a run and scored in the third, and singled and scored in the 5th.
Now a cloud is going to go over the sun. It's going to be a lot of shade out there, and that's probably pretty nice when it's pretty hot out there. You're running around, but now that shade's going to fall over, and you got a little bit of a breeze, so cool off a little bit as you're out in the field.
Yeah, still 84 degrees here at 6:36 on this Monday night. Happy Memorial Day to everybody.
That is the thing about Iowa weather, though. You go from like 50s and 40s about 2 months ago, and now we're up in the 80s.
Not even 2 months ago. It was 50s and 40s just like 2-3 weeks ago. 0-2 pitch misses low and inside, and the count runs to 1-2. I remember being down at State Track just a couple of Saturdays ago, and that Saturday morning it was like 48 degrees when we headed to the track.
Yeah, I know. At least when I get up for school in the morning, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I get outside and I'm like, I need a sweatshirt, and then I get out for lunch and I'm like, I don't even need the sweatshirt anymore. It's already like blazing hot out.
Welcome to summer in the Midwest, right? Or spring in the Midwest.
Best place to be, I guess.
Yep. Open the windows at night, let the cool air in, and then close up the house in the morning, and it can stay nice and cool. You don't have to run air conditioning all the time.
Scarborough's going to have a 2-2. Pitch going to be there, and he's going to swing and miss on the breaking ball.
Nice pitch that time by Fulbright, picking up his second strikeout here of the ballgame. Just the 5th for peak pitching here today, as the Merchants have done a really nice job hitting the ball. 14 hits on the day.
McBride will step up to the plate here. McBride had a 2 RBIs in the first inning, and then second inning he swung and got a line drive out to the shortstop.
There's a shot foul, got out in front of that inside breaking ball, hung one inside on the inside corner of the plate with the head of the bat out in front of it a little bit for McBride. It fouls one up the third base side, and the count's 0-1.
Yeah, the thing about Carroll baseball here, like the atmosphere, is you go from high school baseball where there's like half and half good kids that can hit very far, and then you get here and there's just so much power and so much like skill set for all of these guys coming from different colleges and different areas.
Pass ball will move Brandenburg up to second, runs the count here to 1 ball and 1 strike. That's why it's very, very few kids that play high school sports move on to the college level. That's why sometimes I wonder, with all the money that is spent on traveling teams, and stuff. Not that I'm against that stuff. I coach some of that stuff, and it is important. But there's so much money spent, and so few of these kids actually make it on to the next level.
Yeah, I know, at least from travel basketball, I played for at least 2 years. It's a lot of money being put into that, just for a majority of the teams to not make the next level.
And if you look at the numbers and the statistics anymore, a lot of those kids that are playing a lot of travel ball are done by the time they're seniors in high school, and not the kids that are going on to play at the college level anyway. So you spend all that money to get a college scholarship, and then you end up not getting one.
Yeah, I think it's just the time spent not inside of a travel team, but time spent like doing your reps outside with other people, not like in-game, but just practicing your craft outside of the game. It's going to be 2-2 here for McBride, and he's going to be hit right in the shoulder, and he will get walked to first.
And we've got to check here. I've got a computer telling me that the battery's starting to die. We're plugged in, but for some reason our camera iPad is down to 10%. It says it's plugged in, but it's not able to keep up with everything that's going on. So hopefully we don't lose it here at some point.
Now getting ready for his first plate appearance from Compton, California, number 19, Doug Allen.
So runners at first and second after the walk. And that's going to bring up Doug Allen, who is going to hit for Carter.
It's the first time we're going to see Allen today.
Yep.
Got to make a good first impression, first game, and your first at-bat in the bottom of the 6th. Runners on first and second here. Pitch going to brought home. That'll be the bottom corner, but not exactly in the strike zone. count's going to be 1-0. 17-7 our score here at the bottom of the sixth. 14 hits for the Merchants compared to 7 for the Peak. Pitch is going to be low, but in the strike zone, so that'll be a 1-1 count now for Allen. And as we said, Allen was sitting on the bench for a while, so maybe not eager to swing the bat right away, but he'll probably find his groove within the next couple pitches.
Always when you come off the bench, you want to take a couple of pitches just to see what the pitcher's throwing, kind of judge the speed. Foul ball up the first base side, giving chase to right fielder. He's not going to be able to catch up with that one, and the count runs to 1-2.
Yeah, even with that power, or with that foul, you could see Allen's power on the bat. He hit it right off the end and still got it in between that bag and the fence out there. Allen will step back in 1-2 with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Good hit here, could bring in a run. No one holding on second. Pitch will be close, just a little high in the strike zone. It'll be 2-2 for Allen now. But yeah, that strike zone has not moved at all. Some umpires could adjust the strike zone throughout the game, but that strike zone has been consistently small throughout the whole day.
And if as long as it's consistent, everybody just needs to adjust to it. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, but there's a breaking, really nice pitch, caught the inside corner for strike 3. But if you're a pitcher or you're a hitter, that's what you want, consistency. It doesn't matter if it's small or big. You, as a player, you have to adjust, and that's in every sport, you know. And you talk basketball, and sometimes kids get upset because things are called or not called, but if the officials are consistent with it, you have to adapt your game to around the way the game's being called.
Yeah, that is a thing about all sports, that the umpire, ref, all that, their call is always going to stand, and you just got to adjust your game and mold your game around what they're going to call.
Like Tigas will step in.
He's going to pop one in the infield, and first baseman O'Hare will get under it for the 3rd out.
So the Merchants get a guy on here, a couple of guys on here in this 6th, but do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We'll head to the top half of the 7th inning. Merchants lead it here by a score of 17-7. We're back in 1 minute here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Bruner, Reinhardt & Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culvers, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Welcome back to Merchants Park. Score still 17-7, 14 hits to 7. Merchants will be on top here. We are still going to have Duttler up to pitch.
Nope, new pitcher out on the hill.
There is a new pitcher.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of looked like Duttler, but...
Yeah, Tyler Rupp up there, as he is the new pitcher out of Olathe, Kansas.
So that'll be 3 pitchers for Peak and 3 pitchers now for the Merchants.
New pitcher for the Carroll Merchants from
He is going to be facing Tanner Short, Bubba Thompson, and Abraham Arroyo. So Roop, the new pitcher.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for the Peak this game was really letting up 8 runs in that first inning, because you see it's a 10-run game here. Without those 8 runs in that first inning, it's only 2 runs, and that's a lot more manageable than a 10. So if you erase that first inning, both teams have done very well side by side, but that first inning alone really killed the Peak's momentum.
So Short will step in. He is 1 for 3 today. Flew out to right in the first, popped up to the first baseman in the third. It's singled back in the 5th inning.
That pitch is going to fly right into the strike zone. That's always good when you step up as a pitcher and your first pitch is going to be right down the middle. Short back into the box. Pitch will come again, and that one's going to
be fouled off of the batter. Short in the batter's box. So even though it went into fair territory, it's a foul ball, and the count runs to 0-2.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell on that one. Didn't have a good enough angle to see.
Yep, the umpire right away threw his hands out, which meant dead ball.
So it'll be 0-2 then for Short. Roop taking his time. He's going to bring it home now and get a first ball of the game, so it'll be a 1-2 count. That breaking ball just got a little bit outside of the zone. Pitch underway.
Ooh, how is that not strike 3?
That one's going to be on the line.
That one looked beautiful from where I'm sitting.
2-2 the count now. 5th pitch going to go right into the zone, and that'll be a strikeout at the first at-bat for Roop.
So Roop gets his first strikeout, 7th of the day for Merchants pitching. Is that one a breaking ball that caught the outside corner? Maybe a makeup call for the 2-1 pitch that was called, or a 1-2 pitch that was called a ball.
Bubba Thompson up to the plate now. He got an out in the first inning and then scored in the third, excuse me. As that one's going to be a strike.
Yep, he grounded out to third in the first, homered in the third, and then popped up to the second baseman in the 5th.
So Peak have 2 homers today. That's pretty impressive, but if you looked at just the stats alone, it would look like a lot closer game than what it is right now.
Yep.
0-2 the count now. Thompson's going to have to fight from behind. That one's going to get in between, and it's going to bounce to the fence. Picked up by Speaker, and that'll be a double for Thompson.
So now a run out at second base with a 1 out, and Abraham Arroyo will step in. He singled and scored in the second, popped up to the second baseman in the third, and then grounded out, driving in a run in the 5th.
I mean, it is a beautiful night for baseball tonight.
It's turned into a really good day. That breeze has really been beneficial.
Yeah, the Merchants really coming out and making a statement, up 10 right now. That first inning alone really showed what the Merchants are capable of doing early in the season, but it's going to be a long summer, and the Merchants are going to have to keep up with what they're doing.
We do have a new batter at the plate. Coming in is Diego Morales. He is out of California, as he is going to be the new hitter here at the plate. So Morales will hit for Arroyo here in the 7th inning.
That one's going to be thrown over the head of the first baseman.
And the game, and now coming in to score is going to be Thompson. And now I worry that our iPad's going to die and not get us through the rest of this game.
Got about 9% left to go.
Yep, folks, it's been plugged in the entire game, and it started at 100%. So I don't know why it is not charging, because it says it's charging, but it is not charging.
Number 24, John Doty.
So Morales reaches, and that was on an air, you said?
Yeah, he threw it over the head.
Okay.
Is this a new hitter for O'Hare? I think so.
Yeah, yes, it is. You'll have to look up who number 24 is.
That'll be John Dottie.
First pitch misses down in the count, 1-0.
This will be the first sighting of Dottie today. Hasn't played at all, but he's up to bat.
1-0 pitch misses up and in, and the count runs to 2 balls and no strikes.
This iPad is really holding on.
Well, don't say that, because we don't want to jinx it.
I hope I did not. 0-3 or 3-0 going to be the count, excuse me.
And
One
folks,
out.
there ain't anything we can do about it. It says it's charging, it's plugged in, so it's pulling a lot though right now trying to shoot this video of this game, so.
Pitch going to come in. Going to be fouled back into the parking lot for Dottie. So that's going to be 3-1.
And now we need the Merchants to at least get one run, and that depends on what the Peak do here in the top of the 7th. We said that we didn't want to jinx things, but it looks like we have.
That one's going to be close, but a walk. So we're going to have runners on first and second with Thomas up to bat.
First walk gets you up by Root. That'll be
Now batting number 29, Carter
the
Thomas.
second of the ball game here for Merchants pitching. Carter Thomas will step in. His 4th plate appearance here tonight. Runners at first and second. One out still here in the inning. There's a chopper. And that is going to be a seeing eye single. Another run going to come in. And they'll throw the ball in, and all of a sudden we've got now an 8-run ball game with runners on the corners. And the batter going to be another new hitter here for the Peak. Coming into bat is going to be Jackson Brooks.
Now batting number 28, Jackson Brooks.
And a lot of people beginning to file out. This place was full early on, but when you play a over 3-hour ball game, it doesn't take long for people to start filing out. There's going to be a steal.
Surprised they threw that down with a runner on third.
Yeah, probably weren't concerned about him trying to score, is my guess. Count running 1-0 right now on the batter, Brooks. A 1-0 pitch down in the dirt, and the count runs to 2-0.
The Merchants giving up 2 here. It was 17-7, but 2 runs later, and now it's 17-9. Both teams are approaching double-digit hits. Merchants already made it, but one more for the Peak, and they'll be at double-digit hits as that one floats into the strike zone. Both teams both teams have scored consistently through the innings. Only one, like half of an inning for the Merchants and a half inning for the Peak where they haven't scored, as that brings the count to 3-1.
Yeah, pitch misses up and over the head that time of the batter, Brooks. Isaac Short waiting on deck. Ball 4. And that's going to load the bases. Macy Neighborhouse in the house here tonight.
Short already did have a homer right now, and with the bases loaded, he looks to try to bring a run in for the Peak.
27, Isaac Short.
Short tonight has walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and then hit a 2-run home run his last time up. Grand slam makes this thing interesting. There's a fastball swung on and missed on the inside corner, and the count's 0-1.
Oh, and 1 the count. Short going to be up. Pitch is going to come in and be very close at that top corner, but it'll be 1-1 then. But yeah, the Peak have 2 home runs combined, and the Merchants have none, but the game just looks completely flipped from what the stats do. That one going to be a little bit outside of that corner, 2-1.
And the strike zone becoming inconsistent now because that was a strike just a couple of batters ago.
Yeah, game gets very long, and then the ump's just not holding the zone, but as that one becomes a strike, that could become a concern for both teams, but you can't really argue it because the ump is always going to be right in the books.
Yep. We can mention it, doesn't mean we're arguing it.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch. That should be strike 3 and is.
That'll be the second out. That one going to be looking at that for the strike.
It was a nice breaking ball that time against short. Started one up and out in the zone and then broke it across the plate. Another new batter here. Colin Evers will check in. He's out of Waukee, Iowa. So his first plate appearance here tonight.
That one going to be hit into center field and caught for the third out. First pitch caught straight by Alt.
2 runs, though, do come in to score. They get those 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error, and they leave 3 left on base. We'll head here to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's now 17-9. We're back in 1 minute here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel.
Step up to more power and all-around capability with New Holland compact and subcompact tractors from Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City. The Workmaster Utility Series is a tough, practical workhorse providing unmatched comfort and simplicity. The Workmaster Utility Tractor, ready to complete any task with the productivity of the 12x12 powered shuttle transmission and 4-wheel drive. Stop into Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City and see how the New Holland Workmaster tractors are the best utility tractors to help you complete those tasks efficiently.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Welcome back to Merchants Park. In the 7th inning stretch, our score is going to be 17-9 in favor of the Merchants. Both teams doing pretty good for the first game of the year, but a little bit of struggles early for Peak really put them in a gap.
Merchants will bring up 9, 1, and 2 are the scheduled hitters here as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And it looks like Fulbright still out on the hill here for the Peak, and the crowd continuing the thin as you're seeing more and more folks heading for the gates here as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning.
I mean, I don't blame them for getting up and stretching, but still got a lot of game left to go, a lot of good game left to go for that matter.
No, but a lot of people have spent 3 or 4 hours here already, so.
Yeah, it is tiring to sit out in the heat and just, but it is a good thing to enjoy watching baseball.
Yep.
That one gonna be low and in, or out, excuse me, for the strike.
Speaker tonight walked in the first and scored, single driving in a run in the second, walked and scored in the fourth, and then struck out looking in the fifth.
That one gonna get past the catcher and be a ball. But he's been out there, Short's been out there for all of the innings in that hot gear, hot day for him. It's not the best conditions to sit out there in the heat and just keep moving and getting the ball, but he's doing his best.
Yeah. Looks a little bit like Benito Santiago, who played for San Diego in the catcher stance there, getting down in that hurdler stretch. Just trying to stretch out the legs and save the legs a little bit. Trying to change up the position those legs are in.
That one's going to get deep out in center and be just barely caught. Great play by Thomas.
Running catch on a hard hit line drive for the first out here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, that's a hard play to make, running straight back with your glove in the air and just making that catch all in the same motion. Alt's going to step up to the plate and look to extend the lead a little bit further here. Alt has at least 3 RBIs I can see, so no one on base for him to bring in, but he could be on base pretty soon.
Yeah, Alt today has grounded out to short in the first, also in the first single driving in a run. Grounded out to second in the second, grounded out to second driving in a run in the fourth, and single driving in a run in the fifth.
That one's going to be a little bit outside. Only one out here for the Merchants, 17-9 the score. Bottom of the 7th. Fulbright's pitch going to be on that corner. That corner has been a very good spot for both pitchers that have been in the game for both teams. They really like to work that outside corner, try to make them swing and hit like the tip of the bat. That breaking ball gonna kind of sink in and then right back out of the strike zone. 3-1 will be the count now.
Started up and away, broke low and inside. Runs the count, as Mason said, to 3-1.
Pitch will be on the way, and that one's going to get above the third baseman. Takes a huge hop right at the end. That is just unfortunate for third baseman Thompson. He was right in the position for it, and then just right at the end of the grasp, pops up over his head.
If you haven't ever played Merchants Field here before, it's a beautiful facility, and Scott Parcher does an amazing job. But with any grass field, you're going to have that lip at the edge of the grass where it gets into the dirt, and that time it hit that lip and bounced right up over the top of the third baseman. So a one-out single for Alt will bring up now Dylan Kuhl.
Not a very big lead over there for Alt. Kuhl's going to get it, and that'll be just a little bit outside.
So what's Kuhl done at the plate here today, Mason?
Kuhl's had he got hit by a pitch in the first, and then had a double in the first also for 2 RBIs, and then the third inning got on base and then in the fourth inning got a double with an RBI, and I think a single RBI in the 5th, I think.
He fouls that one out of play, and that's going to run the count now to 1-1 strike.
The thing about Merchants Park, too, is those foul balls get over the back of it, and everyone's parked out there, so it's kind of dangerous to park pretty close to the field.
That's why you learn where you should and shouldn't park when you come here, right?
Yeah. I made sure when I parked not to park super close.
1-1 pitch, a fastball in there for a strike, and the count runs to 1-2. Alt over at first, a 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Merchants lead it here by a score of 17-9.
Kuhl's going to wait for the pitch here. Alt not getting a very big lead again. He's going to steal. Not going to throw over, but that one's going to be a ball 2. Count going to be 2-2 with a runner on second now.
Yeah, Alt doesn't need a very big lead. He's just got really good speed and reads a pitcher well, and that time got a great break on Fulbright, the pitcher, and ended up stealing that bag on him.
Yeah, he just took off right away and got on second base and was standing up, and there was no point in the catcher throwing it down there because he was already 3/4 of the way by the time that ball got there. That one's going to be fouled off far down the left side. Just hit the fence on the first base line, but that'll bring the count back to 2-2. Yeah, Alt will be in scoring position on second, so a good hit here could bring in a run. Kuhl faces 2-2, but looks eager to send one out into the outfield.
And I'll write a recap story of this game tonight. You can find it on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. Pitch in the dirt. So Alt will move down to third on the wild pitch, and the count going to run to 3-2 now on Kuhl.
Yeah, full count, runner right on third there. So either mistake by Peak or good hit here by Kuhl could bring in a runner and put Kuhl on first or second.
But Yasko, the shortstop, is waiting on deck. Need him to hang one out over the zone here. Let him rip it somewhere.
There is a big gap between center and right field there that looks pretty open. And that one's just going to float right into the strike zone for the strikeout.
Yep, watch that one come in. Breaking ball that started out and away and then broke back across the zone. Yasko will step in. What's he done today?
Yasko, first one is going to have hit by pitch. And then he got hit by a pitch again and got to first, then struck out swinging in the third and got on base in the fourth also.
And grounded out to second in the 5th.
I might not have seen that one. Ooh, that one going to be inside there. He has to duck on it.
So 1 ball, no strikes right now, the count on Yasko.
2 outs. Merchants lead 17-9. Fulbright going to look over at third, takes the pitch home, and that's going to be low. Check swing does not get around, so that'll be second ball. The sun is starting to go down a little bit here, so that's how you know the game's kind of wrapping up. Still got about 2.5 innings if we go the full way.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long night for everyone, but good night of baseball. This one's going to get out into the outfield and caught by our left fielder, Arroyo. That one will bring up a no runs for the Merchants, and they had one hit, one runner left on base, no errors. We will be right back for the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network YouTube channel.
Brunner, Reinhardt, and Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culvers, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Welcome back to Merchants Park. Score 17-9 here. Merchants will be on defense. Our pitcher will be Dutler, or excuse me, not Dutler. That'll be Rope. Our batter up, I think that'll be a new batter, number 35, Blake Anderson. He'll come in for Gravengood.
We may end up losing our video at some point, folks, but I think the audio will stay on. Top of the order due up here.
First one's going to be a strike. Count going to be 0-1 right away. Out of the windup. That one's going to be popped up to left field and caught right next to the fence. That'll be McBride right at the wall.
Yeah, drifted back and ended up catching that one on the fence out there, really on the warning track, and ended up into the fence. But a nice play that time by the Merchants defensively. That's the first out here in the top of the 8th inning.
Now at the plate, number 15, Tanner Short.
Yeah, the Merchants have 15 hits, and then to the Peaks 9. And as Jeff was saying earlier, there's a lot of people filing out already. The stands were pretty full, and now there's a bunch of empty seats just out here.
Tanner Short, the batter, swung on the first pitch and missed. So the count is 0-1 on the right fielder for the Merchants. Or excuse me, for the Peak.
Second one gonna float a little bit high, and that'll be a ball. Short didn't even think about swinging there. Short gonna step back in. 1-1 is the count with a 1 out. That one gonna be popped straight up.
Drifting out is the shortstop, and making a nice play on the play that time is the Merchant shortstop.
That'll be Allen.
Who came in for Yasko, yep.
Yeah.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, this one might be a 1-2-3 if the Merchants play defense at a high level again, but
now that's going to bring up Bubba Thompson.
Thompson's been pretty good at the plate. He got an out in the first inning, and then the third inning got on base.
He homered.
He homered in the third inning?
Yep.
Yeah. And then flew out in the 5th inning, I believe.
There's a fly ball out to Alt. He drifts in. He'll make the catch in a 1-2-3 inning for the Merchants here in the top of the 8th. We'll step away, take a break, back in 1 minute with the Merchants leading at 17-9.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily, fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Merchants Park. Score is 17-9 Merchants. It has been a great night for baseball. Both teams playing at a good level for the first game. But that first inning there, 8-0 for the Merchants, really pushed them out ahead, and they've just been keeping going every time. Our hitters up right now are going to be Brandenburg, Scarborough, and McBride in the 8th inning.
And we do have a new pitcher here for the Peak. Coming in to throw for them is going to be Kyle Snyder out of Grimes, Iowa, DCG player.
Kyle Snyder.
First lefty pitcher of the game.
Yeah.
Batting for the Merchants here in the bottom of the 8th. Number 28, Jordan Brandenburg.
Brandenburg got hit by a pitch in the first inning and then got struck out also in the first inning. Struck out in the 3rd and then had a double play in the 4th. And then he got on base, I believe, for the 6th inning.
Yep, he singled back in the 6th.
Pitch underway. Swing and a miss by Brandenburg. It's the first time we have seen a lefty all game, though, so could be a little bit of a change for the Merchants batters. Brandenburg waiting at the plate. 0-1 the count. Ball's going to get there, swing and miss for the second time. It'll be 0-2 now for
completely different look with a lefty on the hill, even for a right-handed hitter. That ball coming out of a different spot. And right now, with shadows about halfway to the pitcher mound, that ball starts off in the sun, then goes into the shadows, and you kind of lose it for a second. There's a swing and a miss. And that is going to be a strikeout, first batter faced here today.
Yeah, it'll be to 1-2-3 right there, and that's the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
That'll bring up now Scarborough. Scarborough down at the plate today.
Scarborough's been pretty good at the plate. He got on base, brought in an RBI, and then in the 2nd, he got on base again with a double. Got a double with an RBI in the 3rd inning, and then he had a single brought in, and then got brought in the 5th, but struck out in the 6th.
He has scored 4 times here today, so a good day, as he said, at the plate.
That one was a breaking ball, just got a little bit too high, kind of eye level for Scarborough for the first ball. 1-0 with 1 out here. Scarborough up to the plate. This is the guy you kind of want at the plate if you're the Merchants, because he's been making plays all night.
There's a chopper foul up the first base side, and the count runs to 1-1.
That one just a little bit far down the first base line. Scarborough taking his time, steps into the batter's box now. No runners on, 1 out, counts 1-1. Pitch underway, and that one's gonna pop straight up. Shortstop, Costco, yeah, will be right there.
So there are 2 outs here in the inning. Megan Neighborhouse in the house. Is she cooking? She was cooking, that's why. Good thing I haven't eaten. Megan Neighborhouse, a good friend of mine and stuff. But so giving her a hard time. She was cooking. I said, good thing I haven't eaten today.
McBride's first one going to be a swing and a miss. It really looks like the lefty has affected some of the Merchants hitters here. So they saw 3 righties in a row, kind of got comfortable with that, and now that the lefty's up there, we've had at least 4 swings and misses and 1 fly out for Scarborough. That one going to be a strike also. 0-2 the count. Snyder's doing pretty good on the mound for the bottom of the 8th. On deck's going to be Allen, and he, in the first inning, or not in the first inning, but at his first at-bat had an RBI and then struck out the next time.
Chopper foul down the third base side, and the count will remain 0-2 on McBride, so it'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Peak in the top half of the 9th inning.
Peak are really going to have to put together a big 9th inning if they want to rally back, because it is a 17-9 game going into that 9th inning if nothing crazy happens here for the Merchants. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Pitcher Snyder going to motion towards the plate.
Chopper foul off of the batter. It'll squeeze up the back out towards the pitcher a little bit, but the count remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, really fighting here for McBride. He's got those 2 strikes early, and then now he's just fouling off everything that's been close, trying to put it into play.
Both teams have used 4 pitchers in the season opener here. No big surprise on that.
Yeah, you got to test everyone's arm, make sure who you want to play, make sure you want to bring in during the game, kind of feel out all the pitchers and what they can do in game against a select bat, like a couple select batters.
0-2 pitch misses downstairs, and the count runs to 1-2.
Snyder from the windup. Pitch coming home, and that one's going to be a little high. It's going to be 2-2 now for the count.
Again, folks, if we lose the video, we apologize. The iPad has been plugged in and says it's been charging all day, but we have down to about 4% battery. There, a strike, 3 called. Yes, they're going to say he went around, and that'll end the bottom half of the 8th. But the audio broadcast should still hopefully continue.
So after that, there was no runs, no hits, and then we had 0 errors. We'll step away real quick for 1 minute to go to the top of the 9th for the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network YouTube page.
Step up to more power and all-around capability with New Holland compact and subcompact tractors from Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City. The Workmaster Utility Series is a tough, practical workhorse providing unmatched comfort and simplicity. The Workmaster Utility Tractor, ready to complete any task with the productivity of the 12x12 powered shovel transmission and 4-wheel drive. Stop into Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City and see how the New Holland Workmaster tractors are the best utility tractors to help you complete those tasks efficiently.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Welcome back to Merchants Park. The score is 17-9 at the top of the 9th. The Peak need 8 runs to keep this game alive. Rope will be the pitcher for the Merchants still.
Diego Morales is the hitter.
Morales going to take one. That'll be a ball.
He reached on an error his first time up. That was back in the 7th inning and came in to score what was the 9th run of the game for the Peak.
Very high-scoring game for baseball here tonight. That one's also going to be a ball. 2-0 the count. 0 outs. First batter for Peak. Yeah, everyone's still filing out, but we still got half an inning left to go. Unless 8 runs are put up on the board, then we'll have a full inning. That one gonna slip out of the strike zone too. Be 3-0 the count. Ropes he was doing good so far, and then this first batter here just got a 3-0. Now he's got to kind of throw something towards the middle, put it in the strike zone at least.
Comes back with a fastball right now in the middle, and the count runs to 3-1. Yeah, right now just throw strikes. Let the defense do their job in behind you. You'll get out of here with a 1-0 start to the season.
That one gonna go right past his glove and gets to center field, where Alt will pick it up and get it back into the infield.
10th hit of the ball game here for the Peak. Lead off a runner on.
John Dottie will come up to hit for Peak.
Number 24, John Doty.
So Doty will step in. Morales on over at first.
That one gonna get fired into right field at the wall and bounces over, ground rule double. That'll advance the runners to third and second here. So we have at least 2 runners in scoring position, with number 28, Thomas, up to hit.
Actually, that's Jackson Brooks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nope, 29 is. Yep, the 29 is Thomas. Sorry, I thought you said 28.
Now batting number 29, Carter Thomas.
So 0 outs here, 2 runners on base. That one's going to be fouled up over the third base dugout.
Foul ball up the third base side that time, out of play. And the count will run to 0-1.
Ropes really got to put it in the strike zone here. Trust his defense in this last half inning. Just hope that they get out of here.
Yeah, don't worry about the guys on base. That just makes it 17-11.
That one caught and double play at second.
Nice play that time by the shortstop. L664 for the double play. And the Merchants are now an out away from picking up a win in their season opener.
This would be a statement game for the Merchants, showing 17 runs already and playing a pretty good defensive game. Both teams put up double-digit hits, so it looks like at the plate they're doing pretty good.
Jackson Brooks will step in, his second plate appearance here today.
The bad thing about being 2 outs and 1 strike now is you're the last hitter, and you really don't want to be the last person to get out in a game like this. Second pitch, a little bit outside, will be 1-1 for Brooks. Rope gonna come out of the stretch, only got 1 runner on third here. But he shouldn't have to worry too much, because that'll only make it 17-10, still 7 runs up.
Merchants with 8 in the first inning really kind of put this game away. They scored in every inning up through the 5th, but have not scored since that 5th inning. While the Peak have scored in every inning so far except for the first and the 8th inning. So a lot of offense here today from both ball clubs.
3-1 will be the count now.
Merchants taking advantage of 8 walks and 3 hit by pitches and a few errors here today for the Peak to jump out to that lead.
That one going to be fouled out into the parking lot over the first base dugout. 3-2 full count, 2 outs here, top of the 9th.
So final strike potentially here for the Peak. Merchants just need to get a strike here to end this thing. And there is ball 4. You can hear the remaining crowd. They haven't really liked this strike zone all day. And especially when you're in the top of the 9th in a 17-9 ball game. A lot of people just ready for this one to end so they can celebrate the victory.
Yeah, I feel like Carroll's really going to celebrate after if they get the 17-9 win out of here, as that one's a strike. But Carroll really prides himself on baseball, kind of like winning, so this should be a good game for them to celebrate after.
That one down in the dirt. Nobody going to move up, though. Is doing a good job back behind the plate for the Merchants defensively as Brandenburg.
Yeah, Short up to bat here has been catching and batting the whole game, so he's probably a little worn out. That one going to be low again, too. 2-1 the count, 2 outs here for the Merchants.
And what is Short done at the plate here today?
Short has gotten onto second for his first one, and then he was the third out in the 4th inning, and then he got all the way home on a homer in the 6th inning, and then struck out looking in the 7th.
Yeah, and walked back in the 2nd when he ended up at second base.
This one going to be close, but 3-1 the count now.
Crowd beginning to clap here as the pitcher Rope wanting a new baseball. 3-1 the count here. 2 outs, top of the ninth, 17-9, runners on the corners.
You really don't want to give up anything big here if you're Rope. Just kind of put it there, let your defense play it.
And there is ball 4, back-to-back walks. And that'll load the bases.
Now up to bat is going to be that'll be Evers. Evers only came in for 1 at-bat and was the 3rd out of the 7th inning.
And that flew out to center field.
Here he looks bases loaded, looks to cut the lead down to a 4-point deficit. That one's going to be a strike right down the middle. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Merchants just need to escape one more out here.
Merchants again just 1 out away from picking up the win. 0-1 pitch misses downstairs and the count runs to 1-1.
Yeah, the Merchants really need to just let the ball get put into play, and then make their play, because you got plays all over the field if that gets put in there. That one's going to be a 1-2 pitch now. Or excuse me, a 1-2 count now after the strike. Rope is 1 strike away from putting this game out of contention. And that one's going to foul off right next to Coach Berg in the dugout, but that's still going to keep the count at 1-2, 2 outs left, or 2 outs out on the field. I feel like a 17-9 game is nothing to hang your heads about. They do have 3 errors for the Merchants, but that is going to come with the first game of the year.
1-2 pitch misses downstairs and the count runs to 2-2. Crowd, you can hear them clapping every time Rope gets ready to throw. They're trying to will this 3rd out here of the inning and the end of the ball game.
Yeah, a lot of people left, but some of those fans stayed, and they're trying to get him to throw one right there.
And there it is.
That one will be a strike out, and the Merchants will take it 17-9. That was an impressive first game for both teams.
No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left. We'll head to the post-game show coming up right after this break on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network channel, and the Merchants win it here today by a score of 17-9.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team. For more information or to apply online, visit jobs.collinsaerospace.com. Collins Aerospace, aerospace redefined.
Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests 1 meal at a time with signature butter burgers made with fresh, never frozen Midwest raised beef. Pair it with Wisconsin cheese curds and made daily, fresh frozen custard. Now that's a winning combination.
Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Grease Oil believes in always going the extra mile for our customers. During the busiest times of the year, you never have to worry about your gas and diesel tanks going empty. Our reliable fuel delivery service will keep your operation running smoothly. Call us about your bulk, motor oil, and DEF fluid needs. Grease Oil, fueling your life one delivery at a time.
Bruner Bruner, Reinhardt, and Morton is a general practice law with over 100 years of experience providing legal services in Carroll, Glidden, Coon Rapids, and Guthrie Center communities. And they're a proud supporter of this Merchants broadcast. Go Merchants!
Culver's famous custard is made fresh throughout the day, every day. With over 30 toppings to choose from, there is something for everyone. Grab a shake, malt, concrete mixer, or sundae. Find your favorite. Check out the flavor of the day online at culvers.com.
Culvers, welcome to Delicious.
Mackey Motors proudly supports the South Central Calhoun Titans athletics. It has been our pleasure serving Lake City and the surrounding communities for over 50 years, with our main focus being on customer satisfaction. When you purchase a new Chevy or certified pre-owned vehicle, use the Quick Lube bays, or get service or bodywork done, always know that Mackey Motors is a member of your team every step of the way.
Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. MackeyMotors.com.
Step up to more power and all-around capability with New Holland compact and subcompact tractors from Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City. The Workmaster Utility Series is a tough, practical workhorse providing unmatched comfort and simplicity. The Workmaster Utility Tractor, ready to complete any task with the productivity of the 12x12 powered shuttle transmission and four-wheel drive. Stop into Haley Equipment in Carroll and Rockwell City and see.
Welcome back, Merchants Park. The game ended with a score of 17-9. I will be here with Coach Berg. Coach is joining me right in the box. Coach, congratulations on that win.
Thank you. It's good to get the first one done for a win.
So yeah, the first inning you guys jumped out to an 8-0 lead. So what were your thoughts when you got to that 8-0?
It was good. You know, their starting pitcher today is a really talented guy. He was at Creighton this past year, and we knew it was going to be tough. But, you know, he wasn't quite around the zone all the time, and he gave us some opportunities, and we capitalized on them, which was great.
All right, and then what did you think of your pitchers going through this game tonight?
Yeah, I thought Joe Scarborough was incredible to start for us. You know, he's been a reliever in college all year, so we were going to keep him to about 65 pitches. He got us through about 4 2/3, I think, and he did a great job, man. Stuff was working. He's working on a new slider and stuff, but he really competed well for us. Made a couple mistakes, but overall a really good outing.
Yeah, and this was the first win of your career for the Merchants, like as a coach and for the season. How does that feel?
It's awesome, man. It's great to get the first one for a win. That's a talented ball club. We played really well. It was just great to see guys out there. You know, you never really know what a team's going to look like, what each guy's going to look like until you really get them out there and see them playing on the field. And I was really pleased with the way our guys competed today.
And do you have any improvements in mind that the team can go forward for at least tomorrow or through the whole season that you saw?
Yeah, 100%. You know, we can definitely clean some things up defensively. You know, we had a couple tough plays that we didn't quite make. But, you know, overall, I thought we played a pretty good game today. You know, we need to be in the zone a little bit more as the pitchers. But, you know, overall, I thought today was a really great game. Offensively, you know, 15 hits, that speaks for itself. They walked us a decent amount, hit a couple guys, and we capitalized on those opportunities. So I'm really happy with the way we played overall.
Well, Coach, congratulations on your win. 17-9 the score. Merchants take their win for the first time in the season.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Starting a new job or even a new career can be scary, but starting a career at Collins Aerospace is exciting and rewarding. From the clean and safe manufacturing environment to the satisfaction of knowing that your work helps keep people safe in the skies, Collins Aerospace is the opportunity you've been waiting for, offering competitive salary, amazing benefits, and sign-on bonuses. This is an exceptional opportunity to join a highly dedicated team.
All right, Mason Nealon here with Jeff Blankman. Merchants take this one 17-9. Very impressive win. They jumped out early 8-0 in the first inning, and they had to make a pitcher change for the peak, but just kept going all the way until that 6th inning, and then they didn't score for the rest of the game, but they held on.
Yeah, really good opening day performance here for the Merchants. You got to like the way they came out aggressive. I thought they got some good pitching early. The bullpen showed some promise here today as well, but you really got to like the way they came out and just the mindset that they played with here today. It's hard when you're up by 10 most of the game to stay focused all of the time, and I thought they did a pretty good job with that here today.
Yeah, as college kids, they're very experienced with the game of baseball, but as Jeff was saying, it is hard when you're up 10 to stay in the game, not try to think about celebrating after the game, but the Merchants kept their cool, kept their focused, and were able to close this one out late.
That's going to wrap up our coverage here today. We appreciate everybody joining us here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube channel. Again, the Merchants winning it here today by a final of 17-9 over the Des Moines Peak. Mason Nealon will have the broadcast of the game coming up tomorrow. And again, Jeff Honnold will be joining him for that broadcast at some time part. And, of course, you can watch and listen to all of the Carroll Merchants home baseball games coming up this summer right here on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network. Have a great day, everybody, and happy Memorial Day.